Before we get started with tonight's show, I gotta thank the awesome super chatters from last week's episode. Starting with Jason Entertainment. Jason covers a variety of topics over on his channel. Not just TV, not just movies, not just trailers, but also the World Cup. If you want to get some great discussions and conversations going about all these things, definitely head on over to Jason Entertainment's channel. Next up, we have Michael Entity. Michael mostly does movie reviews over on his channel. They're really in-depth. They're really fun. He's a great guy. I think you're going to have a lot of fun conversations and discussions in his comment section down below. Definitely check him out. Give him some support. Give him some love. And lastly, but certainly not least, is one of our biggest supporters on the channel, Movie Time Minute. DJ, guys, is a fantastic, amazing guy. Super fun, super funny. If this video isn't showing you that, I don't know what will. He talks about movies and gives his movie reviews in a very fun, personal, and honest way. Definitely head on over to his channel. Give all these guys some love and support. Their links are down in the description below. And thank you guys so much for all of your generous support towards our channel. It goes a long way and it means a lot. There is no news out there. Live Q&A community night. Take it away, Zach. What's going on, guys? Welcome to tonight's show. Welcome to the live Q&A, because there's no news. There's really no news out there. For those of you who are joining us, usually we do Zach Millen Talks Live. Zach Millen Talks Live is news coverage of movies, TV, whatever's going on in the world of entertainment. But the strikes have really halted things down, guys. Things have stopped going. There's stuff happening. I mean, not stuff that I necessarily have much to say about. I mean, Taylor Swift, she's got an Eras tour concert going into theaters. It's doing really well in AMC theaters in the States and all that stuff. Good for her. Good for her. Don't really have much to say about that. I mean, she will become the biggest concert movie ever, that's for sure, though. I think the record right now is Justin Bieber's Never Say Never. She'll crush that record. Anyways, guys, tonight's gonna be your comments and questions. Whatever you guys want to talk about is what we're gonna talk about tonight. Very happy to have you guys here. Thank you for joining me. To go along with the comments and questions, guys, you guys can send in a super chat like you saw at the top of this show. Those were some really generous super chatters that we got from last week. And we have a super chat guide, because if you send in a super chat, I want to say more than just thank you with words. I know a lot of you guys have channels, and I want to help shout them out. So with the super chat guide we've created, for $1.99, you'll get a community post made immediately after the show, with the link to your channel and a shout out for your channel. For $2.99, you get the community post as well as a link in the description of this video for your channel. And for $4.99 or more, you'll get the community post, the link in the description of this video, as well as next episode's video, and a special video shout out for your channel, like you saw at the beginning of the show. But of course, guys, super chats are not required to get your comment and question answered. Although, depending on how many comments and questions we do get tonight, super chats will guarantee that it gets answered. All right. So, while we're waiting for some more people to get in here, while we're waiting for the chat to fill up just a little bit more, I see a lot of you guys in here. Lance Jackson, Hardcore Reviews, one of our special channel members, 80s Kid from the 90s, is in here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Before we start officially, I do want to just address something really quickly. I don't want to dwell on it, but I do feel like I want to talk about this just a little bit. I already made a community post today talking about it, but I just wanted to do it face-to-face, or as face-to-face as I can get with this. So last night, I impromptu or very last minute decided to do a watch along for episode 4 of Ahsoka for our channel members. DJ was in there, Movie Time Minute. He joined me. We had a good time watching the Ahsoka episode 4. I'm going to talk about spoilers, by the way, for Ahsoka episode 4. Now, it's been 24 hours it's been out, so I will talk spoilers. At the end of the episode, Anakin showed up. At the end of Ahsoka, Anakin showed up. And I was super excited and I was super hyped during the watch along. And so I got off the watch along with DJ and whoever else was there, and immediately I go to Twitter, and pictures of Anakin everywhere, pictures of Ahsoka everywhere, pictures of Anakin and Ahsoka from the end of the episode are all over my timeline. On YouTube, my homepage, there were thumbnails of Anakin's back, Hayden Christensen returns, Ahsoka ending with Anakin in the thumbnail, and I just kind of had a moment where I saw the algorithm. I was chasing the algorithm. I had tunnel vision after the algorithm. So I decided, hey, I mean, I just did a watch along. I have a reaction to this moment. I can just plop that out. Boom, I got a video that I think will be really good. when I was thinking of that decision, I was fully thinking of the algorithm, and I was thinking of the best way possible to get that video to do well. What I was not thinking about was people who have notifications on. I honestly wasn't thinking of anyone having notifications on, to be honest with you. And I got some messages and some comments, not like an overabundance amount. Like I didn't feel like totally like terrible, like hating myself all day long, but there were enough where I felt bad because the video of reacting to Anakin and having that in the title, it ruined the reveal for a lot of people. And I just want to say to those people, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I ruined that moment for you. And I wasn't thinking. It was total ignorance. It was ignorance on chasing the algorithm. It was ignorance on just trying to get a video to do well. And I wasn't thinking of who might be on the other end of it, because the episode was only out for 4.5 hours at that time. So I sincerely apologize to you guys. I'm very sorry that the video ruined the experience, and I'm gonna learn from that. And I'm gonna learn from that based on how I make my thumbnails, how I make my titles, when exciting big things happen that I'm reacting to or want to talk about. So I hope you guys can forgive me, and thank you to everyone who has come and given support, and those who said, "Hey Zach, that wasn't cool, but we give you grace," and you know, I appreciated that. I appreciate you guys a lot for that. And so yeah, I just wanted to address that right off the top. I've talked about it in the community post. I've talked about it with you here. And yeah, let's just move on with the show. Let's have fun. Let's have a fun Q&A. And I'm excited to talk with you guys. I'm really excited. So let's just get into it. Let's get into the chat. Let's get into the chat tonight. Before we get into the chat, actually, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to click on this real quick and see what happens. Movie Time Minute just became a member for 1 month, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. You've been a member for 1 month. That is so exciting, man. You say, don't stress about the Ahsoka video. You're a great person and do great things on this channel. Don't let anyone tell you different. You're a dude. Well, thank you so much, DJ. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here tonight, man. Thank you for joining us. I didn't know that I could just click on this and this would pop up. Now, how do I get it off? There we go. All right. Let's see. We got Lance Jackson. What's going on, Lance? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. By the way, I should also address that Zayden Entertainment said he couldn't be here tonight, but definitely loves my videos and keep grinding. But well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you writing that in. Just let me know that you aren't going to be here, and I hope wherever you are, you're having a great night, man. So Lance Jackson goes on. Lance Jackson's here. He says, "What's up, Zach? I just had a tired day today, but I'm awake now. These are my favorite movies: Shrek 2, Wreck-It Ralph, Spider-Man 2, and Toy Story 3. And Shrek the Third is my least favorite. I went to sleep." Shrek the Third put you to sleep, man. That's that's sad. I don't hate Shrek the Third. You know what? It has been a while since I've watched it though, so maybe I should hold back on those words just a little bit. But that's really funny that put you to sleep. And Spider-Man 2, if that's the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, which I'm assuming it is, I join you for that, man. That's one of my favorites as well. Hardcore Reviews. What's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Hello, Zach. I most likely won't be there for the stream to begin due to dinner and then sleep. So just wanted to say hi. Well, hello, man. I hope you're sleeping well. And I hope your dinner was good, too. 80s Kid from the 90s, what's going on? One of our beloved channel members here. Thanks for being a channel member, dude. And thank you for being here tonight as well. Ahsoka was awesome. No, she's not dead. She's in the World Between Worlds. The World Between Worlds is in Rebels Season 4. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. No idea what that is. And I got a lot of comments under my video because I reacted to, I don't know, I thought she was in water for a second, then I had no idea where she was. But I got a lot of comments saying she's in the world of what is it? World Between Worlds. She's in the World Between Worlds, and a lot of people schooling me on that. So I'm very excited to learn what exactly that is in the next episode. My brother told me a little bit about it. Not going to lie, what he told me about it sounds a little iffy for me. Not sure if I'm going to be into it, but we'll see what happens. The View with Drew, what's going on? Oh, whoops, we did a jump there. The View with Drew, what's going on, Drew? Hey, everybody, what's up? Well, what's up, Drew? I'm glad you're here, man. I hope you're having a good night. 80s Gift for the 90s says, is anyone here in the chat a Bionicle fan? Anyone a Bionicle fan? Last time I tried to say Bionicle, I said binoculars, so I was really trying to enunciate that. I was really trying to enunciate that. I loved Bionicle when I was a kid. I remember I still have it, Bionicle the movie. A mask of something, I think. I can't really exactly remember. But I remember there was this lava guy. This guy that could surf on lava. He was awesome. He was my favorite. Other than that, I honestly don't remember much about Bionicles, except for the fact that when my mom and dad got me the toys, they came in jars. I don't know why. They came in jars, and they were so frustrating to put together, like snap the pieces together and stuff. And my dad and we looked at the instruction manuals. I could not just freely do it, and I would get so mad. I was not a Lego person, and I was not a very if it required building and taking time, I did not have the patience for that, and I did not find it fun. So I liked Bionicle, the movie. I don't remember liking the toys all that much for that reason. With that said, we got a super chat in here from DJ. What's going on, DJ? Thank you so much for that, man. A $4.99 super chat, dude. That's really generous of you, man. Thank you so much. DJ says, I'll hang out for a bit, but won't be on too late. Had a long night with you watching Ahsoka last night, then a long stream with See For Yourself earlier with Ken. Nice. Yeah. You stayed up late for that, man. You stayed up to watch that with me, and you had to work at 4, I believe you said. So I really appreciated that, man. The fact that you hung out with me even though you were going to get little sleep, like, you sacrificed your sleep to hang out with me, man. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that greatly. Movie Time Minute says, what's up, everybody? Movie Time Minute also says, I don't know how you do these long streams. Me and Ken just did an Ahsoka episode 4 talk stream for an hour and 45, and my voice is gone right now. Yeah, I've definitely been there. I've lost my voice after these a number of times, especially when we hit 2.5 hours. And there are definitely times, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm sure you can tell, there are times where near the end of the show, I'm just trying to get my voice to keep going. You guys really work my throat sometimes. Okay, wait. That could be taken the wrong way. You guys really, you guys give me a workout with my vocal cords. I think that sounds better. Please don't clip that out. Anyways, yeah, it's awesome that you guys did an hour and 45 minutes, though, man. Respect. Luke Ponto, what's going on, Luke? Thanks for joining us tonight. Zach, my guy, I just got back from seeing Equalizer 3 for a second time. Nice, dude. I heard, apparently you like it a lot. Yeah, I haven't seen Equalizer 3 because I did not get around to seeing the first two. I had a really busy weekend. I went out to a childhood friend's wedding, which was beautiful. It was really cool to see him get married and stuff. And then it was just a busy weekend. There was some stuff, you don't want to hear about it, but it's real life stuff. But yeah, I didn't get around to it. I didn't have time or didn't find time to watch Equalizer 1 or 2, so I did not see Equalizer 3. But I will be seeing Gran Turismo on Friday. I'm finally going to go out and see Gran Turismo. I'm pretty excited. Hungry Movie Buff, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Hey, everyone. Well, hey, Hungry Movie Buff. It's great to have you here. Adrian Diaz, what's going on, Adrian? Been a while. Missed you, man. Good to see you in here. Hi, Zach. Good to see you again. It's been a while since I've watched your videos. I've been busy with school. Hey, totally understand it, man. School is definitely a priority over the videos. Definitely keep busy with school, man. That's awesome. Proud to hear that. And I hope you continue to have fun in school. But it's awesome to have you here tonight. It's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Movie time with Drew is what I almost said. Movie Time Minute. Loved that you used that video. Thanks for the show. Yeah, I thought you might appreciate that, DJ. I thought you might appreciate that. Well, thank you for the super chats, man, and the support for the channel. It's been incredible. Yeah, I can't even explain just how awesome it's been. Thank you so much, man. And yeah, I was hoping you'd like that video used. I really liked that video, man. Gave me a good smile in the morning. Hungry Movie Buff. Zach, great to see you for another live. What's a awesome drama show I should watch on HBO Max? On HBO Max? I don't have HBO Max. I don't know. I hear Last of Us is good, so you could check that out. What would be on HBO Max that's a good drama show? Is This Is Us on HBO Max? I've only seen a couple episodes of This Is Us, but it was pretty good, the drama in that show. So maybe This Is Us. if it's on HBO Max, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. 80s Kid from the 90s says, LOL, I'm wearing the same shirt. What? Crazy. Jurassic Park buddies, man. That's awesome. I love that. 80s Kid from the 90s says, Warner Brothers is losing big money. Yeah, I saw that story a little bit earlier, too. I thought maybe I could talk about it, but I'm not an accountant. I'm not I'm not like, do not come to me for financial advice is what I will say. Do not come to me for financial advice. But I did see that story where Warner Brothers has lost, or for, I think it was for their quarterly something. They've lost $300 to $500 million through the course of these strikes, and it's only been like 4 months. I think the writer's strike went on first, and they've only been going, or not only, but they've been going for like 4 or 5 months now. So in that time frame, they've lost like $300 to $500 million. And then someone else, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Chris Carr on the John Campea show, who's also like a part of SAG and stuff. I can't remember if it was her, but someone said that apparently the writers, what they were asking for, the accumulation of what they were asking the studios to give them, would have been like less than $300 to $500 million, and now Warner Brothers has lost $300 to $500 million, which is like crazy. Pay them, just pay the people, freaking studios. 80s Kid from the 90s says, it's time for us to write our fiction stories. I'm writing something up my sleeve. Nice, man. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but I'm all for it, man. Like, write fiction stories, write some new stories, make some original content, make some fan films, man. I support that 100%. That's awesome. The View with Drew. Here's a huge question for everyone. Who's a director you feel bad for when their movie got ruined by studio interference? I mean, Sam Raimi comes to mind almost immediately for Spider-Man 3. I don't know. I just would have loved to have seen what his vision would have been for a third like, for him to end the trilogy the way that he actually would have wanted to end the trilogy would have been awesome to see. So that one definitely comes to mind. And recently, David Ayer. David Ayer has come out, who did Suicide Squad back in 2016, and then the infamous trailer came out, or the infamous trailer company recut the movie based on a trailer that got really popular. Really stupid decision. David Ayer has come out and has said like that he feels like he's seen like his like child, this movie that he had, like this precious story, just get I can't remember exactly how he put it, but he said something along the lines of, it was like someone came and like meddled with his baby or something, and that's making me feel sad for the guy, and he's trying to get the Ayer cut out there. He's trying to get his David Ayer cut out there, so I kind of hope that he gets that. It sounds like last update was that apparently James Gunn said that will be viewed at some point, probably on HBO Max, so hopefully that works out for him. Hopefully that happens. The View with Drew says that he feels bad for Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. That's a good one too. That's a really good one. Daily Reacts TV, what's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty well, man. How you doing? Nerdy with Autism, well, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Hello, Zach. What's your favorite 2023 movie so far? Mine is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'm right there with you, man. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is still my number one favorite movie of 2023. I think it's still followed by John Wick Chapter 4. I have to watch John Wick Chapter 4 again, but it's either John Wick Chapter 4 or Mission Impossible that's following Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. But yeah, nothing has topped Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse yet. I don't think anything will. I mean, I still have to see Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is getting close to a digital release. I will be watching that very soon. Until I see that, though, it's going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse for now. Sully Streams is in here. What's going on, Sully? Thanks for joining us tonight. Don't get too bummed out about it, Zach. Crap happens. People on the internet are generally just looking for something to get mad about anyways. Yeah, that's totally true, man. And I appreciate that too. And like I said, like the majority of people have been really nice and cool and supportive about it. But I did upset and ruin something for some people. So I do want to take responsibility for that. That was irresponsible of me to do that. So yeah, I appreciate that, man, though. That means a lot. Jared Runner, what's going on, Jared? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Hello, Zach. Well, hello, Jared. Thank you for being here, man. It's an honor to have you here. 3D movie cinema, what's going on, 3D? Thanks for joining us, man. 3D Jake is in the house. What's up, Zach Attack? Zach Attack, you like seeing Anakin de-age? Looks great on him. I expect his 12-inch action figures from Revenge of the Sith to jump up in prices. Dude, I have wanted to find an Anakin from Revenge of the Sith action figure for so long, and they are already so expensive and so rare to find. I would love to have one in my case. I really would. I will say the de-aging took me out a little bit. It's when I was watching it, there was something about it. It's just too clean. Does that make sense? Like, it's just, I don't believe his lips are there. That's the biggest thing, and that might be a weird thing to say. But when I watch that Anakin scene and I look at Hayden Christensen's face, his lips do not look right. That's just me, maybe. But it was an awesome scene. Like, it was amazing reveal. It was so awesome to see. I was not expecting it to be in episode 4. Like, I had seen some people on Twitter be like, OMG, that ending, or wow, that ending, before I watched the episode. This was around like 6:30 when it ended. But I thought it could have been just like a Rebels reference, or like, I didn't know what it was going to be. But the fact that it was him, like, that was awesome. And yeah, the de-aging, it was fine. I'm very curious to see what the next episode's going to be, because I assume, based on how this ended, we're going to get a full Anakin and Ahsoka episode. Next episode, maybe we get flashbacks, maybe we get some new scenes. I don't know, maybe, but I'm not holding my breath for that. But I do think we're going to get a lot of Anakin in the next episode, which I'm super stoked about. But the de-aging, I'm a little worried about. I'm a little worried about looking at that for an entire episode, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. 80K from 90 says Mask of Light. That's what it was called. Bionicle, the movie Mask of Light. You were totally right. And my mistake. 80K from 90 is correcting me. It's canisters, not jars. You're correct. Daily Reacts TV. Hey, Zach, I just started watching your videos, and I love them. Oh, well, thank you, dude. I fell in love with movies ever since I saw the original Ghostbusters movie, but yeah, I'm glad you like my videos. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Well, likewise, dude. Thank you for coming over here. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for that kind words and support. I really, really appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. And Ghostbusters is the one that made you love movies. That's awesome, dude. Ghostbusters is rad. Ghostbusters is awesome. I don't think I've ever said rad in my life, and I don't think I should say it again. But yeah, Ghostbusters is awesome. HK from 90 says, the red guy who surfs on lava is Tahu, the coolest of cool. Well, I always knew he was cool. I don't know how to say his name. Toa Tahu? I haven't watched Bionicle the movie since I was probably 7. So I don't remember. But that's awesome, man. I knew he was a cool guy. Adrian Diaz, which did you watch first, Oppenheimer or Barbie? I watched Barbie first because I had trouble finding an adult to go watch Oppenheimer with me since it's rated R, and I'm still not old enough for it. Well, I didn't watch either of them first because I didn't make it up to see them. But what I will answer with this is Barbie. I was going to watch first because the original plan was to see Barbie on Thursday night and then go see Oppenheimer the longer weekend on Friday night when I didn't have to work the next day. But on my way up to Barbie, my car broke down, so I got towed back home. Haven't had a car since. It's been a little rough, but you know, first world problems. But I will be watching Barbie. Barbie comes out on digital next Tuesday. So I will be watching Barbie next Tuesday, or whenever I get around to it, and Oppenheimer will be next. So I guess I'll have to go with Barbie. But I'm more excited for Oppenheimer. Adrian Diaz says, but I was obviously able to go watch if I had at least one adult with me. Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Austin, what's going on, Austin? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Hello. Well, hello, man. Thank you for joining us, one of our beloved channel members as well. Thank you for being a channel member, man. 80 from 90 says, I got rid of my beard. I got tired of it. Dude, I get tired of my beard. So, like, I'm also lazy. I'm also lazy with shaving. So I don't like shaving. It takes up time. And I don't like keeping up with it to keep it clean shaven. So what I do is I completely shave it off. I go clean shaven, and then I just wait until it grows and grows and grows to a point where I don't like it anymore, or it starts to irritate or get itchy. Then I shave it all off again, and then the process starts again. So I have a beard, and then I don't have a beard, and then I grow another beard, and then I shave off that beard. So I totally relate to that, man. I get tired of my beard constantly, but I'm also pretty lazy with it. Yeah, Movie Time Minute. DJ is also saying that he feels he got rid of the beard because it was too. Yeah, when the heat gets hot, you got to get rid of the beard. Aaron Austin says, not The Last of Us. Not The Last of Us? Don't watch The Last of Us? You didn't like The Last of Us? I still have to see The Last of Us. I still have to finish it, so I can't really comment on that. But, hey, to each their own. I've been hearing really good things about it. I hope I like it. Movie Time Minute says The White Lotus is a great show on Max. I've heard about that, but I don't really know what it's about. Like, I don't have... I have HBO Max in Canada. I personally don't have the service, so I don't really know what's on there. Aaron Austin's saying House of the Dragon is great. 80s kid from the 90s. Did you ever watch Bionicle 2 Legends of Metra? Dude, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop right there. No idea. I have no idea if I've ever watched that. If I ever watched that, I have no memory of it. And I'm sorry about that. But you said that's one of my favorite, or that's my favorite one. Toa. Man, I'm getting all these names wrong. Lekan was awesome, but he was the guy with the hoverboard. I don't remember that enough. I'm sorry, man. Hungry Movie Buff says, Zach, do you game at all? I don't really game at all, to be honest. Actually, yeah, I can't even say that. I just have to say that I don't game at all. I can't tell you the last time I ever played a video game. 80s Gift from the 90s says, we're all dudes. Oh, yeah, okay, Good Burger. Yeah, 80s Gift from the 90s, Good Burger is awesome. Good Burger, man. Good Burger in this chat. What is it with those two? Why do they always get together? I kind of love it, though. Fox Nervig, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. Hello, Zach. Well, hello. Thank you for joining, man. Happy to have you here. Movie Time Minute says, LOL, we will never get through a stream again without Good Burger being brought up. I know, right? Like, what the heck? What's going on with that? Oh, whoops. We did a jump there. Fox Nervig says, what are your best and worst theater experiences in 2023? Okay, my best theater experience of 2020. Well, let's start with the worst, because I know what my worst is. My worst was Little Mermaid. My worst is Little Mermaid because I was sitting just 4 seats away, I think, 4 seats away from these 2 teenage girls. They were, I don't know, I don't want to judge their ages, but based on, I would say 13 maybe would be the age I would think that they were. They were alone, and they would not stop talking, and they were showing each other Snapchats, and they were Snapchatting people, and they were reacting to other people's Snapchats, and they were laughing. I told them to be quiet, I think twice. The person in front of them told them to be quiet like 3 times, and they just would not stop. And they were non-stop, I would say, from the time, like Ariel, when Ariel sees Prince Eric for the first time till the end of the movie. Like, they just would not stop. Should have gotten a theater employee, to be honest, but I'm just not, I'm not comfortable with that, you know, like I get kind of anxious with that. So that was probably the worst theater experience of 2023, was just because of those girls. The best theater experience, man, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Across the Spider-Verse. Even though, like, that was my favorite movie. The theater was packed. Everyone was having a good time. It felt like everything was gelling really well. Saw it with a great group of people. We had a really good time watching Across the Spider-Verse. So I might actually go with Across the Spider-Verse. Maybe that's why it's my favorite movie of the year as well. Maybe that has influence. But it's also just a fantastic movie. So... oh, maybe my worst theater experience is Barbie, because my car broke down. But I didn't get to the theater, so it doesn't count. Nerdy with Autism. Hey, Zach, how are you? Won't be here very long, but I'm about to have some juicy hamburgers for dinner. Yum, man. That's awesome. Hamburgers are my go-to meal. Like every restaurant that I go to, I get a hamburger. I get a hamburger plain with just cheese on it. I'm not a fan of sauces. Don't like sauces. So I just get a plain cheeseburger. I get some onion rings. I put the onion rings in the cheeseburger. I crunch that puppy down, and I just enjoy life. So you enjoy those hamburgers, man. And if you can make some onion rings, I highly recommend putting them in there. Movie Time Minute says, hope everyone has a great night. I need to get to bed, so I'll be more awake for work tomorrow. Catch you guys later. Well, have a good night, DJ. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Very generous of you. Thank you for being a channel member. And the show was made better because you were a part of it. And I appreciate you, dude. Have a good one. 80s Kid from the 90s says, does anyone listen to the band Cryoshell? They came out with a new song called As Above, So Below. Yes, it's inspired by Bionicle. That's awesome. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of Cryoshell. But I'll check out the song. I'll look it up. Castaway Tom Hanks, what's going on, Castaway Tom Hanks? Wilson, I'm sorry. Wilson, oh, man. Okay, I'm not even going to lie. First of all, thank you for being here tonight, Castaway Tom Hanks. I love that name. that scene rips my heart out. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that same way. Like, Castaway is my favorite Tom Hanks movie, probably my favorite Tom Hanks performance. And mostly because of how he is able to make you bond with that volleyball and bond with their relationship to the point that when that volleyball is floating away in the ocean, oh man, and it's not the fact that the volleyball is floating away, it's definitely Tom Hanks' performance and his reaction to losing Wilson, to choosing his freedom over saving the one thing that kept his whatever sanity he had left on the island. Beautiful storytelling, beautiful visual, heart-wrenching. Yeah, Tom Hanks is amazing for that. Let's see here. We got Toxic Gamer 331. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us tonight, Toxic Gamer. Hey, Zach, man. Hope all is well. How's your day been? My day's been good. My day's been pretty good. Work was good. Did a little bit of overtime. So a little bit tired, but also doing pretty good. And it was also pretty busy because people have gone back to school. So a little bit more than usual. But it's also pretty fun to have more work to do. But for everyone who did go back to school, by the way, I hope you guys had a great first day. If it was your first day, I know some people in the States go back, like end of August, which is kind of weird to me, being in Canada, at least where I am in Canada. We start school September, today, September 6th is when it started for all the schools. So if you went back to school today, I hope you had a great day, and I hope you have a great school year ahead of you, man. But thank you for asking. How was your day, Toxic Gamer? Jason Entertainment, what's going on, Jason? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Hey, Zach, how you doing, man? I see that episode 4 of Ahsoka got you super excited. It did indeed, man. It did indeed. Episode 4 is where the show really took off for me. I'm not gonna lie, Ahsoka, I've been enjoying it. Like, I recommended the first 2 episodes. I really enjoyed episode 1. And I'm kind of in the minority, it appears. I liked episode 1 more than I liked episode 2. For me, episode 2 was a little bit more of a drag to get through. But I liked the setup of episode 1. And then we got to episode 3, and I was really starting to get worried because it was a fun space chase battle kind of scene, but it was only like 30 minutes, maybe 25 without the credits. And by the end of the episode, I was like, oh man, it's having that pacing problem that I find with these Disney Plus shows. It's like we're 4 episodes in and I don't really feel like we're going anywhere. We've gotten anywhere. So I was getting a little bit, not frustrated, but discouraged after episode 3. Episode 4, you saved it, baby. Episode 4 was great. I feel like they packed every second with something to do. The action was pretty good. The lightsaber battles were pretty fun. Although there was one lightsaber battle that I thought got kind of sloppy at times, and that was Ahsoka versus Baylan. I felt like that. Just some of the moves, I was like, what? She couldn't defend against it? Like, she just let him grab her wrist and throw her against the rocks. Like, there were a couple things that I felt could have been tightened up a little bit with the choreography for that. But for the most part, Baylan was fantastic, and Baylan and Shin were fantastic in episode 4. I love the moment, like I said, this spoilers, because, it's been out for a day now. But I love the moment when Baylan asks Sabine, give me the map and I promise no harm will come to you and we'll help you find Ezra. And after she hands the map over and Shin starts to force choke her from behind and Baylan's like, stop it, Shin. I gave her my word. I'm keeping my word. I was like, that's awesome. This villain has officially won me over. He's a great villain. Ray Stevenson, dude, he's fantastic. And when you watch his, especially in episode 4, when you watch his performance in episode 4, man, it makes you sad that man has passed away. That he, I mean, I don't know if this is his final piece of work, but he definitely won't be in Ahsoka season 2 if there is a season 2. So it's just like, oh man, it hurts to watch his performance, and he's so good. And yeah, of course, that ending was just magical, man. Just magical. 80 from 90 says Tahu. Oh, Tahu. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Good to know. Nudie with Autism. Zach, I loved movies when I first saw Finding Nemo when I was 4 when it came out. Nice, dude. The movie that got me into movies, the first movies that I remember watching are Free Willy and Star Wars. The New Hope, the first Star Wars movie. Those are the first 2 movies that I have memory of watching. And Toy Story 2 is in there as well. But I think Free Willy and Star Wars, those are the reasons why I love movies. I think I gotta credit those movies for that. Whoops. Toxic Gamer 331 says, sorry about how people unsubscribed to you for the Anakin thing. I personally haven't seen Ahsoka yet. I'll attempt to watch it maybe this weekend. I got spoiled by another person instead on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. It was a very small number. Like it's not like my channel took a massive hit, you know? Um and it wasn't the fact that, like, if people unsubscribe, they unsubscribe. That's their right to do. They can come and go as they please. Absolutely. Do I want them to stick around? Of course I do. They're part of our community. I love having them here. But if they want to leave, they have every right to leave. And if I do something that upsets them, that they think is a boneheaded move they don't agree with, they have the right to leave. So I wasn't upset that people, even though it was, like I said, not very many people unsubscribed. But it was the fact that, like, I'm a people pleaser. I definitely am someone in life that just likes to please people and keep people happy. And that's one of the things, too, on YouTube, right, is that you can't make everyone happy. Just like in life, you can't make everyone happy. But the fact that I upset them, the fact that I ruined something for them, because I know how much I was looking forward to the Anakin reveal, and I know how much excitement and joy it gave me at the end of that episode. And the fact that I took that away from someone and it resulted in them not wanting to be here anymore, that's what I felt the worst about. It wasn't the fact that I lost a subscriber. It was the reason I played into losing a subscriber, I guess, is the best way to put it. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that support, and thank you, man. I'm sorry that you got spoiled by another person on YouTube. 3D movie cinema. I agree, but also, Zach, the thing that almost took me out was his voice. Even though he looks like Hayden from 2005, he sounds like Hayden from 2023. Also, in the States, the 12-inch are around 40 us here. Also, around the States, the 12 inches are around 40 for us here. Like $40. The 12-inch figures are around 40 for you guys there. Yeah, I haven't really seen anyone. And I haven't seen very many at all. But yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with it because when he even said, when you hear like hello Snips, I didn't expect to see you so soon. Like I was like, that's Hayden, but I knew it was Hayden mostly because of how Hayden talks today. Like you can hear it in his voice today, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with him in the next episode. If they're gonna just de-age him, or if they're also going to include the AI voice de-aging that they have over there. I hope they don't, because that sounds too robotic to me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Dark Movies, one of our beloved channel members. Thank you for being here tonight, man. Just woke up at 5 a.m. and saw that you were live. So what's up, man? Good morning. Welcome to the day. That's crazy. You're starting the day. My day's just about to end. But it's great to have you here, man. And thank you for joining us. What are you having for breakfast? Let us know. 3D movie cinema. Last one, Zach, but take care, man. Come say hi sometime. Take care, man. Yeah, of course, man. I check out your videos, man, so I'll come over and say hi. And thank you for being here, man. Thank you for joining. And the show was made better because you were a part of it, and I appreciate you, 3D cinema. So take care, man. Toxic Gamer 331 says, which I did have a feeling he might be in the show, though, so I didn't get mad. Oh, okay, so someone spoiled it, but you did have a feeling that he might be in the show, so you didn't get mad when I read the spoiler. I didn't get mad. I just went, okay, cool. Even though I haven't watched the show, it didn't bother me. Well, that's good. I mean, personally, for me, I'm kind of the same way with that. Like, it doesn't bother me all too much. It's just kind of a moment where you go, oh, whoops, okay, and then you just kind of move on. So I'm kind of similar in that way. It totally makes sense. Yes, absolutely. You followed up asking if it made sense. Dragon Movie Guy, what's going on, Dragon Movie Guy? Thanks for being here tonight, man. Love a Good Burger reference. Kel Mitchell lives. Hashtag Kel Mitchell lives. I love that, man. Yeah, you guys in the Good Burger. You guys love the Good Burger. Yeah, I've spoken about how I feel about Good Burger. It just did not hit for me at the time. I don't have nostalgia for it, but it is very quotable. I'm a dude. She's a dude, because we're all dudes. Yeah, absolutely. The Movie Fanatic, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. How do you feel about Anakin appearing in Ahsoka Episode 4? I feel great. I feel very, 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 very great about it. It was so awesome. It came earlier than I thought. I will say that when it came in Episode 4, I was like, really? We're doing it now? I thought we'd have to wait at least 2 or 3 more episodes before we got Anakin, but the fact that we get him now, the fact that it looks like they're setting up for a whole episode with him in part 5, which, I mean, I don't know. They'll probably cut in between back to Hera and her little kid and back and forth, and I'm going to be like, just get back to Anakin. But really excited to see what they do with him. Maybe it'll last more than another episode. Who knows? It probably won't. But I do hope that, because I don't know. This seems like a past Anakin from what I've heard about the world between worlds. It's like a time loop thingy. I don't know. It's like a time travel thingy. So it looks like this is past Anakin. It'd be really cool if at the end of the series still a Force Ghost Anakin from his redemption shows up to Ahsoka. I still hope to see that. I still want to see that. But this was really cool. This was awesome. I was super jazzed. I am still jazzed. Cannot wait. This is the first time that I'm like really anticipating getting to Tuesday so I can watch the next episode of Ahsoka. I'm super excited. Dragon Movie Guy, thanks for having Zach Attack reviews on a week or two ago. I was able to have Zach on my live stream because of you. Oh, that's awesome. That is something that I really want to. I mean, like, obviously I'm not like the only one who's doing this, but that's what I really want to promote. That's what I really hope that I can contribute to this space as well, is all of us smaller channels helping each other out, supporting each other, getting to know each other, and building this like community of our own. Because the way I look at it is like, you got Chris Stuckman, you've got John Campia, Jeremy Johns, Christian Harloff, all those guys. They're kind of up here, and they kind of have their own community. We are not going to penetrate that. That's their community. Then you have like Sean Chandler. Maybe John Flickinger is up here, but John Flickinger is kind of joined with like the Sean Chandlers and Austin Burks, I believe, and I'm blanking on one of the guys' names, but 3C Films is also here, and they kind of have like their community, and we're not gonna get up to there, but we're gonna create our own community, right? This is gonna be where we're gonna start, and so I really like that people are jumping on other people's streams, jumping on other people's channels, subscribing to each other, and commenting back and forth on their videos, and we're kind of creating this like interconnected web that kind of leads back to everybody. Like, that is really cool. That's what I really love about this space too. So that's awesome that having Zach on the show was able to then get you guys connected and bring him onto your show, and then you'll probably jump on his show, and it's cool, and I love that. I really want to promote that. I really want to encourage that. So that's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. Toxic Gamer 331 is, have you seen The Lost Boys, Zach? It's my 8th favorite movie of all time and 2nd favorite horror movie of all time. Unfortunately, no. I have not seen it. I own it, so I have very little excuse for not seeing it. One day I will watch it, though. One day I will watch it. Toxic Gamer 331 says, me too. That was so sad with Wilson. Yeah, sad moment, man. Probably one of the saddest moments in movies for me. It makes me cry every time. We got Toxic Gamer 331 also saying, the only thing I don't really like about Castaway is how Tom Hanks doesn't really end happily with him being with the girl. I love that. I love that the movie did that, and I get it. It's not a happy ending. But I kind of love that it's not a happy ending. It's the reality of it, right? Like, he was gone for 4 years, or was it 5? I think it was 4 years. And she moved on, and she got a new life, and he came back, and he had to move on too. And I kind of love that. I feel like that is what would really happen in real life. And the tragedy of it is also why I love it. The tragic story of it, the fact that she was the person, the inspiration for him to get back. And once he gets back, the inspiration, the motivation for why he wanted to come back in the first place is gone, and he has to find a new purpose. I love that. That's awesome. But that's fair if it didn't work for you. I understand that as well. Toxic Gamer 331 says, my day has been the usual, which is good. So yeah, awesome, man. I'm glad you're having a good day. Dark Movies says September 16th is when I started September 6th. What? I started high school on August 15th. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, so August 15th. So you guys in the States start the last 2 weeks of August, I guess that is. Yeah, it's September. I think I have memories going back to school like September 10th. And the first day is usually like a half day. You usually only go back till like noon. So I don't know if that's how it is there, but yeah, we go back later. We go in September, and I don't know when you guys start summer, but we start in June 30th, I think is like the last day of summer. It's been a little bit since I've been in high school. So, Nathan's Random Movies. What's going on, Nathan? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Thanks for being here. Hi, Zach. Who's your favorite horror movie killer? If I had to pick a favorite one, man, that's a toss-up. That's probably a toss-up for me of Freddy Krueger and Pennywise. I think. But Pennywise from It Chapter 1, not Pennywise from It Chapter 2. I like the balance of Pennywise in It Chapter 1 where it's like he's goofy, but he's also crazy and scary. He's not like in It Chapter 2, I kind of feel like they went too much into the Pennywise being kind of loony and silly. I didn't find him that scary in It Chapter 2, but I feel like they found a good balance of funny and scary in It Chapter 1. And then Freddy Krueger, obviously iconic, super scary, can get you in your dreams. Doesn't get any scarier than that. I'll throw Chucky in there, though. I watched the first 2 Child's Play movies for my Halloween reactions last year. I'm going to finish out the trilogy of Child's Play. I'm going to watch Child's Play 3 very soon, actually. I'm going to film that video very soon and get that edited and stuff ready to get up for October. I think I want to get it up October 3rd. And I really liked the Chucky. Because he was goofy and silly, but he was also sometimes kind of scary, but not really scary, but and just ridiculous. So I had fun with Chucky, so I'll put Chucky in there as well. Jason Entertainment, I agree. I liked more 1 than 2. I am hoping. Oh, okay. This is episodes. Yeah. So Jason Entertainment is saying that he agrees. He liked the episode 1 of Ahsoka more than episode 2. I'm hoping that we will finally see Thrawn at the end of the next episode because I'm feeling a bit worried. If Thrawn comes in like 7th or 8th episode, yeah, that's one thing about this series is they keep mentioning Thrawn. We gotta find Thrawn. Thrawn's been in the trailers. Where is Thrawn? We haven't seen Thrawn. We're officially halfway through the show. We've gone through 4 episodes, and we still have not seen this man. And it's kind of weird. You feel like you'd probably want to set him up a little bit earlier than that. But I feel like with the destruction of the map, and with Sabine now with Baylan and Shin and Ahsoka kind of separated with Anakin now, I feel like it's time to see Thrawn. I feel like they're going to start setting up Thrawn now in the next episode, and things are really going to start moving and cooking. So if we don't see Thrawn by next episode, I'm gonna start to get a little bit worried. It's gonna start to feel a little bit like, are we ever gonna see this guy? Shouldn't we have met him by now? So I agree with that. Toxic Gamer 331, are you going to be watching the Thanksgiving horror movie ironically coming out November? Are you going to be is it called Ironically coming out November? Are you going to be watching the Thanksgiving horror movie Ironically coming out November? I'm not familiar with it, to be honest with you, so probably not. I'll say that. Sorry, man. Jason Entertainment says, I am scared that Thrawn will be a rushed villain and we won't see his influence and why everyone is so afraid of him. That's what I'm kind of worried about, too, because I have not met Thrawn. Like, I understand that Thrawn was in Rebels or Clone Wars. I think he was in both. Maybe he was just in Rebels. I understand that people who watched Rebels and see Ahsoka as Rebels Season 5, they know who Thrawn is. They know who they're building up to. I don't know who I don't know who Thrawn is. I don't know what his motivations are. I don't know what he wants to do. I guess he's like the heir to the Empire, they keep saying, so he wants to restart the Empire. But you got to introduce this guy to me. You got to introduce him to a newcomer like me. Like you Cad Bane this man to me again. You have to tell me who Thrawn is. You have to show me him, and I have to feel intimidated. So hopefully, we'll see. Jason Entertainment goes on to say, although I know everyone was excited for Anakin, the thing that I know will blow me away will be Ezra's reveal. I mean, I don't know who I know of Ezra. I know that he's like a Jedi of some sort that was with the Rebels crew. But yeah, the reveal for me is just gonna be finding out who this guy is. It's just gonna be finding out who he is. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to seeing who they cast as Ezra. Toxic with 331 says, what's your top 5 favorite horror movies, Zach? My top 5 favorite horror movies, I'd probably go A Nightmare on Elm Street. It Chapter 1 is in there. The Conjuring is in there. The Conjuring. One sec. Let me do something real quick. Let me look up some horror movies. Let me see if I can get horror movies, because I'm drawing a blank on a bunch of them. Let's see if I can't, whoops, what am I doing here? Let's see if I can't get something going for this. So let's just share the screen. Let's see here, horror movies. I don't know if Meg 2 counts. I wouldn't count it. Winnie the Pooh I haven't seen. Beast, a horror movie? I don't know about that. These are terrible suggestions. These are just like... No, these aren't horror. Can I count Predator? Not The Predator, but Predator. What are these? Are these more? I haven't seen that. These are newer horror movies. These are more classic horror movies, I guess. These are giving me terrible suggestions, so I'm just gonna stop with this because those are awful suggestions. Yeah, I can only give you 3 at the moment that I can think of. I can't think of any more. Yeah, I can't think of any more at the moment, but I'll work on it. Jason Entertainment says, again, if Ezra shows up at the end, I think I'll cry, but not of joy. It'll be kind of a waste if he shows up at the end as well, because I feel like we won't have time for him. Yeah, I mean, if they do Ahsoka season 2, though, maybe, I don't know if they're planning on doing Ahsoka season 2. I'd be surprised if they weren't. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But it's also not Ezra's show, right? It's not about Ezra. It's about Ahsoka. So that wouldn't bother me too much, to be honest. But I could see why that would bother some fans of Ezra. Nathan's Random Movies. I'm wondering, did you watch Barbenheimer a couple days ago? I finally saw Barbie. No, I have not. Not yet. Jason Entertainment says, just came here, but yeah, we all do mistakes, Zach. The best thing to do is to accept, understand, apologize, and continue on, because for those who know or have been following you, we know you. Aw, dude, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. You went on to say, we know that you didn't have any bad intentions, and yeah, things happen for sure. Anyway, Zach, you're a great dude, and you keep doing what you do because you encourage us to continue on as well. Dude, that was so kind of you. That's so kind, man. I really appreciate that. That made my night, man. That made my night. Thank you so much for saying those kind words and for the encouragement, man. And the fact that I encourage you also to keep going, man, is yeah, that's more than I could ever ask for. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I got to recover from that now. I'm so emotional. Toxic Gamer 331 says, "Are you going to see My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3?" No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not interested. I do really like the first My Big Fat Greek Wedding though. I like that movie, but I have not seen the second one. I don't have any intention to, and I'm not going to go see the third one. Toxic Gamer 331. Also, I'm used to getting spoiled about new movies anyways from people posting clips from the movie even before they come out and spoiling a surprise or death in the title. That does happen a lot. It's very unfortunate and it's very frustrating. Dark Movies. Remember what I said about that reveal in the spoiler discussion about the first 2 episodes? That was basically my reaction when I saw it on Twitter. Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. A little inside baseball. Not everyone knows what we're talking about, but I get it. I get what you're talking about, man. Spoiler Kings, what's going on, Spoiler Kings? Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. What's up, Zach? Just dropping in and saying hi and hitting that like button. Well, thank you so much, dude. That helps the algorithm out. That helps the channel out a lot. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys hit that like button all the time. And it always blows me away how many likes we have after a video or even before a video starts. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in that way. It means so much and it means a lot. The View with Drew says, who would you cast as the MCU version of the X-Men? Oh, dude, I'm terrible. I can't do that. If I do I have one? Can I give you one? I did like the Taron Egerton as a Wolverine suggestion. I think that'd be pretty cool. Other than that, I don't know. Zac Efron as Cyclops, or maybe I don't know. We'll go with that. Zac Efron as Cyclops. That's a terrible suggestion, but I'll go with it. Talk to you about 331. You'll float too. Yep. Iconic words. Nathan's Random Movies. Are you going to watch The Nun 2, the latest film in the Conjuring universe? No, probably not. I haven't seen the first one. I heard the first one was terrible. I'm not really that interested in seeing the second one, to be honest with you. And my brother and I are going to go see a movie on Friday, and we kind of debated between Nun 2 and Gran Turismo, and we landed on Gran Turismo. We're more interested in seeing Gran Turismo, so I'm probably going to see that over the Nun 2. And, not really my cup of tea. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe I'll like it. Who knows? Toxic Gamer 331 says, the only Chucky movie I don't recommend is Seed of Chucky. Yeah, I hear once they start to be called Chucky, they kind of get worse. So I think I'm going to stop at the Child's Play movies. I think I'm just going to stop at Child's Play 3 and move on. Dark Movie says, have you watched the Scream movies and or Conjuring universe? Okay, Scream. I got to add Scream in there. So what did I say? I said Nightmare on Elm Street, It's Conjuring, Scream. Yeah, Scream is in there. Can't forget about Scream. Thank you for that. I have watched Scream. I've watched all 6 movies. I was like, how many movies are there? Crap. I've watched all 6 Scream movies, and I've seen most of The Conjuring. I've seen Conjuring 1 and 2. I've seen Annabelle Creation. Actually, I haven't seen much of I haven't seen the first Annabelle. I haven't seen Conjuring 3. So, I haven't seen The Nun. So, there's a couple I'm missing for sure. Toxic Gamer says, and Cult of Chucky is okay. All the other movies are good to great. Okay, awesome. Toxic Gamer says the movie is called Thanksgiving and is a horror during Thanksgiving. I've never heard of it. So, no plans to see it, but sounds interesting. Dark Movie says, if you like Chucky, you should watch the Chucky TV show. 4 episodes of season 3 comes out in October. I've thought about it because I think they pick up like where like the Child's Play kind of timeline leaves off. But maybe I will. I'll have to get around to that. Dragon Movie Guy, I was underwhelmed by Ahsoka episodes 3 and 4 because each episode was so short and drawn out. How dead time Ahsoka and Balin fights just have them standing there. Ugh. Okay, that is fair. I will say I completely agree with you on episode 3. Episode 3 was way too short and they really didn't do much in it to nudge the plot forward. It was like, oh, we'll get a space battle, they'll land here, and the episode will end. It's like, okay, a little bit more. Episode 4, I felt, was paced much better than episode 3. I actually thought episode 4 was more interesting than episode 3 and did more interesting things to further the plot than episode 3 did, for sure. Probably the most of all the episodes. But the start of Ahsoka and Balin's fight, dude, I completely agree with you. I literally screamed at the screen, do something! Like, just do something. They walked around each other for like 3 minutes and just stared at each other with their lightsabers out. I was like, someone lunge at somebody. Like, seriously, let's get this fight going. So I agree with you there, absolutely. Oh, whoops, we did a jump. Jason Entertainment says, I see Luke's favorite movie is Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh was on there. Nathan's Random Movies. What are some movies that you think everyone must watch? I think Star Wars is definitely on there. You must watch Star Wars. You've got to watch Jaws. You've got to watch Jurassic Park. Almost any Steven Spielberg movie, you've got to watch Steven Spielberg. Those are definitely some. Speed. I think Speed is a movie that everyone should watch. I think Speed is a really fun action thriller type movie. I think everyone can have a good time with it. Indiana Jones. Everyone should watch the Indiana Jones, especially the first one. There's some other classics as well that I think everyone should watch. But I think for now, let me see if there's anything that's going to jump out at me if I just look over here. Oh, Rocky. Rocky is one I think everyone should watch. That's a fantastic story. Psycho, I think, is great for everyone to watch. And I think we will, we'll end it there. I could say a couple more, but I think we'll end it there. Those are good ones. Oh, Baby Driver. I love Baby Driver. Dragon Movie Guy. It's like the Jedi Hunter that fought Ahsoka, then literally deflated when hit, summed up all of episodes 3 and 4. Yeah, that Jedi Hunter that fought Ahsoka and then literally deflated when hit, summed up all of episodes 3 and 4. I get that, man. That's funny. Yeah, there was big speculation of who that was gonna be. Who's under the mask? Is it Ezra? Did he go evil? Who is it? And then it's just like farts. Like she just sliced him and a bunch of gas came out. So that was kind of anticlimactic for those that were speculating. I personally wasn't really speculating, so we'll see. Michael 101591, what's going on, Michael? Thanks for joining us, man. Do you think The Fanatic would have been more terrible if M. Night Shyamalan directed it? I got to watch that film to see how bad it is. Yeah, that was I liked that comment that you left on that video, man, when you said The Fanatic seems to me like a movie M. Night Shyamalan would create, which it kind of does. It kind of does. I think that if M. Night Shyamalan had done The Fanatic, it would have been quirkier and more awkward than it is. It's more unhinged and just bizarre. But if you put M. Night Shyamalan's touch on it, it would just come out a little bit more awkward, I think. But it was a really good comparison and actually a really good point. It made me laugh a little bit too. Dark Movies. I like to just sit down and watch bad horror movies because it's so fun. And by the way, Winnie the Pooh is probably the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's fun. Yeah. As we all know, Luke Ponto, our buddy Luke Ponto on here, hates that movie, like, with a passion. Like, if you bring it up, he will tell you exactly why he hates it with a passion for as long as you've got. He will just go on and on and on about how much he hates that movie. So I kind of joke with him a little bit, like, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it just for the sake of it, but I have no interest in watching it whatsoever, to be honest, even for, like, a good time for how terrible it is. Toxic Gamer 331 says, for WWE 2023 Custom Universe mode, I have a cult of ghost faces as a faction. That's awesome, man. That sounds super fun. Nathan's Random Movie says, I'm wondering, has there ever been a time when you saw a movie in the theater and walked out in the middle of the film? Nope. I've never walked out of a movie before. There has been, well, the only movie, it's not even like walking out. The only movie that I walked out of was, my brother and I, when Rogue One was coming out, we tried to get tickets for the first showing of Rogue One, and the only seats that were available were the very front row. So we figured, we'll try it. We'll try the front row, and it was in our newly converted big theater, our big AVX theater. So we get into our seats, and the screen is like right there, right? So we're like, okay, well, let's just see if we can handle this. And the first trailer that played was Spider-Man Homecoming, and it was the first shot of the bank robbers in the bank vault, and Spider-Man's hanging out behind them, trying to get his pose. And the Thor mask of the bank robber was like right in my face, right here, and we had to like turn our heads all the way like this to see Spider-Man in the corner. And we were like, no, we can't watch a movie like this. So we walked out and got tickets for the next day from Rogue One. But that is the only time that I can really say that like I went to a movie and walked out, like didn't finish the movie. Other than that, I have finished every movie that I've gone to the theater for. I've not walked out in the middle of any movie. I also don't necessarily go to bad movies that often. Like if I hear a movie's bad, if I see the Rotten Tomatoes score and I think the movie's not going to be good, or I hear it's not good, I usually avoid it. Like, you know, like it's a hobby for me to go watch movies, and why would I want to waste my time on a movie that sounds terrible? So I'll just avoid them. So I don't see too many bad movies in unless I really put myself in the position of like, I don't know how this is going to go. Let's gamble. Let's try it out. But yeah, I've never walked out of a movie before. Dark Movie says, oh, Gran Turismo is amazing. You'll love it. I'm looking forward to it, man. I've heard nothing but great things. Jason Entertainment says, I'm hoping the Nun 2 will be like Annabelle, that the first one was bad to terrible, but the second one was amazing. Or at least for me, Annabelle Creation was good. I liked Annabelle Creation. Annabelle Comes Home was the third one, right? Yeah. Annabelle Creation, I remember my friend showed me that one. I liked that one. I liked Annabelle Creation. I thought that was creepy. I thought the ending was sad. The ending was so sad. The possessed girl. It was so sad. But I really liked that one. Jason Entertainment says, by the way, have you watched Chucky the TV series? I have not. I've not seen Chucky the TV series. I wouldn't mind checking it out, though, once I'm finished with the movies. Toxic Gamer 331, I finally finished Andor. It's a good show, but my goodness, is it slow paced? Yes, Andor is definitely a slow burn, but for me, that burn felt good. That slow burn was good. I mean, I definitely... When I first watched Andor with the first three, it took me a little bit to get into Andor. I'm gonna admit that it took me a little bit to get into Andor. The first 3 episodes, I was kind of like, all right, this is fine. But I really liked the prison sequences. I really liked the I think it was a 3-episode arc of the prison sequence. Of the prison story, the 3-episode arc of the prison story was my favorite part of Andor. I thought it was so great, and I can't swim. Saddest words in Star Wars history. I can't swim. Tears your heart out. Tears your heart out. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was very sad. Nathan's Random Movie says, are there any movies this year thus far that you think are going to get a Best Picture nomination? I definitely think that just hearing it, just what I've heard, I haven't seen it. Full disclosure, Oppenheimer, just like hearing from what my brother's been saying and people online and stuff, I think Oppenheimer will get a Best Picture. I think Across the Spider-Verse could get one. If I'm being honest, I think Across the Spider-Verse could get a Best Picture nomination. I wouldn't be surprised if, well, I've heard mixed things on Barbie, so maybe not a Best Picture from Barbie, but I have to see that for myself before I can say. Other than that, no, probably not. I was going to say, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I would give it a Best Picture nomination, but I don't think it will get a Best Picture nomination. Maybe Air. Maybe Air will get a Best Picture nomination. It's possible. I don't know if Air would win, but it might get a Best Picture nomination. We'll have to wait and see. Dark Movie says, fun fact, I haven't seen any Jaws films. You should watch the first one and then stop. Just watch the first one, dude. You really you see a lot of the genesis of Steven Spielberg's work when you watch Jaws. It's actually a really interesting experience. Because I mentioned before, I watched Jaws very late in, not very late in life, but I didn't watch it till I was 18 years old. Last year, yeah, like grade 12, last year of high school. But I had seen Steven Spielberg movies before, right? I'd seen E.T., I'd seen Jurassic Park, I'd seen Catch Me If You Can, bunch of other ones, you know, a master of film. And when you go and watch Jaws after watching all those movies, it's actually really cool because you can see things that he used in Jaws, and if you're paying attention to them, you see them used in other movies that he does. And it's actually really cool. It was actually a really cool experience, and it was just a fantastic movie. Like, it instantly jumped up to being one of my all-time favorites. It's one of those movies that's 2 hours long, but when I watched it and the credits started, I watched it on my phone for the first time, which is kind of a crime. But I watched Jaws on my phone for the first time, and when the credits rolled, I was stunned. I was like, "It's over? That's it? What time is it?" Like, the 2 hours flew by, and whenever a 2 hour movie or even a 3 hour movie, whenever time flies by in a movie that I'm watching, and I'm not paying attention to the time at all, like, you know, you'll tap the screen and the little bar will come up and show you how much time is left. I didn't do that once with Jaws. And those movies are special. So, yeah, those are the ones that I really love. And Jaws, you got to check it out. 2 is okay, 3 is bad, and then 4 is atrocious. So you can just watch the first one. Travis Mitchell, what's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight, Travis. Happy to have you here. What are some movies that you thought were awful but you liked the sequel? I personally think the original Halloween kind of sucks. Halloween 2018 is my favorite slasher, period. I honestly, I don't think it kind of sucks, but I'm with you on that. I don't think the original Halloween is that interesting to me. It's not very, I don't enjoy it all that much, to be honest. The movie that comes to mind right now is Daddy's Home. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but that's coming to mind. Because I did not, what was your question again? You didn't like, what are movies that you thought were awful, but you liked the sequel? Yeah, okay. I thought that Daddy's Home with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, the first one, was just kind of boring. The comedy didn't really hit for me all that much. I thought it was kind of lame. I didn't think it was very engaging. I didn't enjoy watching Daddy's Home 1. Daddy's Home 2 was a surprisingly pretty decent Christmas movie. They took it in a different direction a little bit with the sequel. They made it a Christmas movie. And by doing so and adding the other fathers into the mix, I thought that it actually added something to the movie that wasn't there in the first one. I thought the comedy was better. I thought the story and I cared more about the characters in the second one. So that's the one that comes to mind for me. I didn't like Daddy's Home, but I liked Daddy's Home too. Jason Entertainment says, well, probably Luke will hate me for this, but it's crazy for me to say that it's kind of a little bit of my guilty pleasure. To be honest, Zach, I do believe like the first 5 minutes is excellent. And then, you know that this will be bad with budget. Oh, and then you know that this will be bad with the budget wise and everything. Well, that's funny, man. Hey, you know what? I just put up a video of my guilty pleasure movies. So, we all know we all got them. We all got guilty pleasures, and if that's one of yours, man, that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Nathan Vanner Movie says, what is the oldest movie you have ever seen to the best of your memory? Ooh. One sec. I actually have to look this up. What was that movie called? Oh, what's it called? One sec. I'm gonna bring up my browser one sec again. What's it called, and when was it? I think it was called 42nd Street. Yeah, 42nd Street. When did this come out? 42nd Street is 1980. No, it was older than that. Where's the original? 42nd Street. Oh, maybe that's wrong. 42nd Street 19 something movie. 1933. 42nd Street 1933 movie, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, the film was 42nd Street 1933. I think that's the oldest movie I've ever seen. Is 42nd Street from 1933. What were some 1930 movies? 1930 movies. Let's see if there's anything on here that I've seen earlier than that. When did Snow White come out? 1937. Okay, so that's still after. Wizard of Oz was 1939, so that's still after. Let's see here. Anything else? Anything else sticking out to me? Nope. I think I gotta go with that one. I think I gotta go with 42nd Street for now. I'm gonna go with that one. 42nd Street for now is my oldest movie I've ever seen. Nice question, man. Nice question. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Uh-oh. Whoops, we did a jump there. Where did we go? There we go. Dragon Movie Guy is saying, dude, do not see Gran Turismo. That is 135 minutes of your life that you will not get back. It's the bad version of Days of Thunder. Oh, man. Well, I gotta be honest, dude. You're the first person to warn me not to go. You're the first person to say stay away. I've heard so many good things about that. So that's awful, not awesome. That's awful that you didn't like it. I'm sorry it didn't work for you, but I gotta go. I'm already set to go. So fingers crossed I don't feel the same way as you, man. Toxic Gamer 331 says, what is your top 5 favorite stop motion animated movies? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna make this easier for myself. I'm going back to the browser. Stop motion movies. Let's see what appears on here. Let's see if there's anything that I can relate to. Right, let's see here. Stop motion. Box Trolls, not really. I will definitely say probably Kubo. Kubo and the Two Strings. Kubo and the Two Strings was fantastic. That's definitely one of my favorites. Fantastic Mr. Fox is pretty good as well. I would put that in there. Some of these aren't stop motion. Flushed Away is not stop motion. Wallace and Gromit, that's pretty good. I gotta go with Kubo. But is Coraline? Why isn't Coraline on here? Is Coraline on here? Yeah, Coraline's on here. Coraline is definitely one of them too. I would go with Coraline as one of my favorites as well. So what's that? That's Coraline. That is Fantastic Mr. Fox, Kubo. So we need 2 more. Two more. James and the Giant Peach, I wouldn't put as a favorite. Nightmare Before Christmas is on there, right? Yeah, I will put Nightmare Before Christmas as one of my favorites. King Kong, does that count? I don't know if I can say that counts. It's got stop motion in it. You know what? It's got stop motion in it, so I'm gonna put King Kong in there. I'm gonna include that one. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna include it. The original 1933. Oh, 1933. Same as 42nd Street. So maybe Okay. Are we going to do this? Okay. One sec. When did King Kong's release date come out? King Kong, 1933. Release date was April 7th, 1933. Okay. So when did 42nd Street come out? 42nd Street, 1933. Release date. It's not giving me it. What? Where is it? March 11th. Okay. March 11th. So that is, oh man, January, February, March, April. Okay, so 42nd Street is still my oldest. Yep. 42nd Street is still the oldest movie that I've seen, followed by King Kong. That was a fun little detour. Let's see here. You guys are talking to each other. That's awesome. Love to see it. Toxic Gamer 331 says, also agree that the prisoner stuff was the best of Andor. Yeah, man, I really liked that stuff. Trev's Movie says, Zach, you just did a video on your favorite guilty pleasure films. What are some movies you find underrated or overrated? I always found Disney's Holes very overrated. Interesting. Underrated and overrated. That is one that's tricky to do as well. I think underrated, I always go to Buried by Ryan Reynolds, or with Ryan Reynolds in it. I always go to Buried. The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, I think is a little bit underrated. Overrated movies. Overrated. What's a movie that I would say is overrated? I'm not quite sure. Let me see if anyone has made a list. Overrated movies. And we'll see if anyone says something that I agree with. This person has a list. Let's look at their list. 14 seriously overrated films the internet is calling lame. Let's see what they got. We got Titanic. Titanic is excellent. I'm not calling that overrated. Um, Mario. No, I wouldn't call that overrated just yet. I think it's too early to call that overrated. Um, Avatar. I don't know. Avatar is not as beloved anymore as it once was in 2009. I feel like I would call that overrated if people held it. Well, it is like one of the biggest films of all time. I'll call it overrated. Sure, overrated. The Notebook? No, The Notebook is precious. Get out of here. Frozen? Actually, you know what? I can go with Frozen. I can go Frozen's a little overrated. I get that at the time it was a Disney princess that didn't need her prince, and it was different for Disney animation at the time. Tangle's better. I know that people always compare Frozen to Entangled, and they're not really the same movie, but I enjoyed Tangle a little bit more, and I do think Frozen's a little overrated. So I'll do Frozen. And The Irishman, I haven't seen, so I can't have an opinion on that. Joker, no, I don't think Joker's overrated. I thought Joker was really good. Dunkirk, maybe a little bit. I can kind of agree with Dunkirk being overrated a little bit. The Big Lebowski, I don't think so. Forrest Gump being overrated, no, I don't agree with that. The only ones on the list that I haven't seen Paranormal. John Wick, no, John Wick is not overrated. John Wick is awesome. Haven't seen Dune yet, but going to very soon. Mad Max Fury Road is fantastic. These people are crazy if they think that these are overrated. Okay, that's the end of that list. Okay, I can only really go with Avatar and Frozen off of that list. So yeah, that's what we'll stick with. Luke Irvin, yo, what's going on, Luke? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Happy to have you here. Toxic Gamer 331 says Jaws 2 is okay. It's just basically a repeat of the first film. 3 is bad and 4 is a dumpster fire, except for Michael Caine actually treating it like it's a serious project, even though it's not. Yeah, Michael Caine in that movie is hilarious. Michael Caine in that movie is really, really funny. Because he just knows what movie he's in, and he's just kind of trying to make it work, but it doesn't work. I like the part in that movie where the shark roars. That's probably my favorite part of Jaws 4. And Jaws 2, I kind of liked what they were going with. Because Roy Schneider came back and he did the whole thing where he was kind of having like, people thought he had PTSD and he was going crazy, but they didn't flesh it out well enough. Toxic Gamer 331 says, nice, Travis. I haven't seen a SpongeBob Christmas though. A SpongeBob Christmas, like the like 20-minute short that they did. Michael 101 says, thoughts on some of M. Night's films. M. Night's films are unique. He's definitely, like him or not, he's made a name for himself. He has made projects and he has made art that will last forever. We will be talking about it for the good and the bad for lifetimes. Overall, I will call myself an M. Night fan. I will say that I like M. Night Shyamalan movies. I'm terrible with I'm using the internet a lot today, but you know what? I kind of like having it at my disposal. Let's look at some M. Night Shyamalan movies. M. Night Shyamalan movies. Let's see what they've got. Some of the movies, some of his best hits. Let's see what some of his movies are. All right, we've got Knock at the Cabin. I wasn't a big fan of. I really like The Sixth Sense. That's fantastic. I love Split. I love Unbreakable. Was not a fan of Old. I did not like Old. The acting in that movie just really did not work for me. I'm actually a fan of Glass. I don't think it's a great movie, but I think it's a very interesting movie and a very interesting commentary on superheroes. And it's also the video that started this channel. That's the very first review. That's the very first video I ever posted on YouTube, and that's what started all of this. So Glass is also going to have a special place in my heart for that reason. I love Signs. The Visit's awesome. I really like The Village. I like a lot of M. Night movies, to be honest with you. The Happening is ridiculous and boring. I wouldn't put that as a fan. Haven't seen it, and did not really like that one. Honestly, I'm more of a fan of M. Night Shyamalan's work than I thought I was. The only ones that I would put in the don't like category are Knock at the Cabin, Old, and The Happening, of the ones that I've seen. Other than that, I've enjoyed every other piece here that I've watched. So, yeah, honestly, M. Night Shyamalan, I'm actually more of a fan of him than I thought I was. Thanks for the question, man. Travis Mitchell says, Daddy's Home 2 got me. When you put an 80s Christmas song in, I'll instantly love it. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Nostalgia for the 80s always gets you. Travis Movies, the only thing that made Daddy's Home 2 work for me was Mel Gibson not giving a crap. I thought the rest was terrible. And then there's a part at the end that just made me uncomfortable. I'm not quite remembering what part you're talking about, but Mel Gibson in that movie honestly was awesome. I loved having Mel Gibson in it. I think it was Mark Wahlberg's father, if I remember correctly. That was awesome. I agree with you there. Dark Movie says, I kind of agree with Travis here. I do not think the first Halloween is all that bad, but 2018 Halloween is my personal favorite. I would put 2018's Halloween over the original Halloween as well, personally. Wow. Okay, where are we going now? We've got Dragon Movie Guy. If Jaws were made today with George Lucas producing, Bruce the Shark would be all CGI, worse than the Meg, but with the head best voicing the shark. You are gonna need a larger boat. That was good, man. That was maybe made in 1999. That's what you would get, but that was really funny. Oh, we just got a super chat in here. We got a super chat from Michael Entity, dude. Another super chat from you, man. So thankful, man. Thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate it. My good friend Zach, I hope you're doing great. I wanted to know what your favorite quiet guy turned psychopath movie is. Mine is either Joker or Drive. Quiet guy turned psychopath. That is I don't have your question up here. That is a fantastic question. Does Nightcrawler count? I think it does. Nightcrawler was a quiet guy. I'm going to go with Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. I love that movie. I'm going to go with that. Thanks for the question, man, and thank you for that generous donation, man. I really appreciate that. Okay, we'll go back up to where we were. We were at Travis Mitchell saying Halloween isn't awful. The atmosphere, music, and performance by Donald Pleasant is good, but it's paced terribly. The acting isn't great. The characters are horrible and unlikable. I do agree with a lot of that. I do think that the pacing was pretty bad. And the acting is not the strongest. It was definitely a low-budget movie, and you can tell at times. Toxic Gamer 331 says, my top 5 in no particular order are Del Toro's Pinocchio, A Nightmare Before Christmas, Kubo and the Two Strings, Chicken Run, and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm not a big fan of Chicken Run. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not, but I'm not a big fan of Chicken Run. And I thought Del Toro's Pinocchio was good. I was not as hyped. Maybe I'll call that one overrated. Del Toro's Pinocchio, I did find a little bit overrated. But the first, 20 minutes of that movie is fantastic. Toxic Gamer 331 says, Zach, have you ever seen a Goofy movie or an extremely Goofy movie? I love both of them, and the first one is in my top 5 favorite Disney movies. I have seen both of those, but not for a very long time. But a Goofy movie I've seen more than an extremely Goofy movie. Nathan's Random Movies, can you rank all the James Bond movies? Oh my gosh, dude. Rank all of them? There's 26. I haven't seen the last one either. Let me pull this up. I'm not going to rank them, but I'll go through the ones that I liked and didn't like. It's been a while since I watched them. I watched them all back to back. Dr. No is okay. Started off the franchise, wasn't a big fan. From Russia was good. Goldfinger was great. Thunderball was okay. You Can Only Live Twice was okay. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I honestly wasn't really into. Devastating ending though. Diamonds Are Forever was fine. I don't know. It was Sean Connery's return and it wasn't great. Live and Let Die is not bad. The Man with the Golden Gun I actually like more than I think most Bond people do. I really like The Man with the Golden Gun. The Spy Who Loved Me was okay. Moonraker is awful. Moonraker could be a guilty pleasure, but Moonraker was bad. For Your Eyes Only wasn't too bad. Octopussy was ridiculous, but I kind of enjoyed it. Never Say Never Again. I actually haven't seen that one, but I've been meaning to. A View to Kill was pretty good. The Living Daylights wasn't bad. I love License to Kill. I think I'm in the minority when it comes to Bond films with that, but I really loved License to Kill. GoldenEye was pretty good. Tomorrow Never Dies was that the one? Is Tomorrow Never Dies? No, that's not the one where he surfs on the, because that one was, I think that one was okay. I don't really remember that one, to be honest. The World Is Not Enough was, I think I enjoyed that one. Die Another Day was fine. Casino Royale is awesome. Quantum of Solace is okay. Definitely the weakest that I've seen of the Daniel Craig. I really liked Skyfall. Skyfall was pretty good. And the last one I've seen is Spectre. And Spectre was okay. I honestly wasn't too big into it. I still have to see No Time to Die, though. I haven't gotten around to seeing No Time to Die yet. So there you go, man. I can't rank them because that's just going to take too long. But thank you for asking that. Toxic Gamer 331 says Austin didn't like Gran Turismo either. Is that Aaron Austin, I'm guessing? Where are we at now? CC Clemens. Well, welcome, CC. Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you here. Coraline is my number one always. Yeah, Coraline is great. Coraline is my wife's favorite movie. So I've watched Coraline quite a bit now that I'm married to her. I've seen a lot of her of Coraline. So yeah, I really like that one too, though. Talk to you with one says, actually, I swapped Fantastic Mr. Fox for Frankenweenie. I haven't seen Frankenweenie. You know what's kind of underrated that I just thought about is Paranorman. Paranorman, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. That one's pretty good. I like that one quite a bit. Toxic Gamer 331 says, what 3 Disney movies you think are underrated and 3 you think are overrated? Should we go back to the internet? Disney movies? Like any Disney movie? That's gonna be quite the list. Disney movies. Which ones are overrated? Which ones are underrated? There's way too much here to go with. Let's see here. With what I'm looking, let's just stick with Pixar. Let's stick with the animated like Pixar stuff, and we'll start there. Soul's good. Oh, no, Soul's great. Coco's great. Is Brave loved? Because if Brave was loved, I would say Brave is kind of overrated, but I don't know if that's really that loved. I think Big Hero 6 you could say is underrated. I would put Big Hero 6 under underrated. I think Up's overrated. I'll say that. I think people remember the fantastic kind of short film first like 10 minutes of Up more than they remember the rest of Up. And I think the rest of Up does not live up to those. I've said Up so many times. The rest of Up does not live up to the first like 10, 20 minutes of Up. So I would put that in the overrated. Ratatouille is just good. I wouldn't put that in overrated. Inside Out's good. I wouldn't put that in overrated. WALL-E's great. Toy Story 4 is great. Zootopia might be a little underrated. I don't hear too many people talking about that. Incredibles is great. Encanto's a little underrated. I mean, it came out at a very bad time. It was a pandemic victim, but that one, I would say that one's a little underrated of nowadays. Although the song's not. You could not get we don't talk about Bruno out of your head ever. So yeah, we'll go with those ones. Michael 101591 says Titanic is overrated to him. All right, fair enough. I think it's fantastic. I think it's brilliant. I think, yeah, that's another one of those movies where it was 3 hours long and it just flew by for me. Like I couldn't believe when it was over. And the Titanic sinking sequence is mind-blowing filmmaking. I don't know how he did it. Nathan's Random Movie says, I think The Incredible Hulk is underrated. A lot of people do. I don't share that same sentiment. I'm not a big fan of The Incredible Hulk. Nathan's Random... Oh, sorry. We just got another super chat from Michael. Again, Michael Entity. Dude, thank you so much, man. That's so generous of you. What's one action film franchise that should have never had a franchise? And then what's one solo action film that never got a franchise but should have? Well, I think one solo is Speed. That's the one I go with the most. Speed has a sequel and should not have had a sequel. Speed should have just been itself. And are they making a sequel to Nobody with Bob Odenkirk? Because that would be one that I would say is a solo one that should be a franchise is Nobody. I really liked Nobody. Yeah, I think those are two. But if I had to pick another one, because you know what? Nobody doesn't have a sequel yet, so I'm counting it. Nobody is the one I choose for that. Thanks for the question, man. And thank you so much for the generous donation, man, in support of the channel. Wait, did I? Oh, okay. Wow, there's a lot more comments and questions. Dragon Movie Guy said, only thing I didn't like about Andor was how indecisive the name of the series is. Is it and or is it or? Pick a conjunction. Or at least include a slash between them. And or. Okay, dude. I'll give you that. I'll give you the slow clap. That was kind of funny. Is it and or is it or? Oh my gosh. Travis Mitchell says my unpopular overrated films are Halloween, Friday the 13th, Caddyshack, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Avengers, and Spider-Man 2. Can't agree. I'm sorry. I can't agree with those. I'm sorry, but hey, to each their own. That's fair. Dark Movie says, honestly, I don't like Avatar 1 at all. It's so boring, but I did like Avatar 2 more. I liked Avatar 2 more as well. Dark Movie says, nah, Forrest Gump isn't overrated. Completely agree. John Wick, no, that's not overrated. Completely. Toxic Humor said, he said John Wick. I know, right? I can't believe it. That's awful. I mean, everyone has their own opinions. It's not awful, but I definitely do not agree. Nathan Jenner Movie says, what is the best performance in a film or show that you have seen? Oh, my goodness. I will say, not the best performance of all time, but one that I've seen recently is, as I've mentioned before on the show, I'm watching The Bear currently. And we just finished, my wife and I just finished the episode where they do the flashback to Christmas, and Jamie Lee Curtis guest stars. That was a performance. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis, I did not think should have won the Oscar for her role in Everything Everywhere All at Once last Oscar season. But she is a really good actress, and she really proved it in this episode of The Bear. She had such little time to do so much with this role, and she killed it. So as of late, I will say that is a performance in a film or show that is one of the best of 2023, honestly, that I've seen. Not that I've seen everything, but I've definitely, absolutely. Travis Mitchell says, the opening scene of Jaws 4 where they're singing Christmas music while the son gets killed is actually terrifying in my opinion. I thought it was goofy. Just the way it's shot. It didn't work for me personally. Toxic Gamer 331 says, the shark roared in Jaws the Revenge. I forgot that happened. Yep, it stands up on its little tail out of the water and it roars like a lion. A funny comment on that. Go watch Chris Duckman's review of Jaws: The Revenge. He has a really funny commentary on that moment. Average Viewer Films, what's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight, Average Viewer Films. Overrated movies are Captain America: Civil War, Mario, The Dark Knight, Birds of Prey. Okay, Birds of Prey overrated. I don't think Birds of Prey gets talked about that much. And Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, those are some hot takes. Those are some good overrated movies. I like it. I completely agree with you on Civil War. I do not think Civil War is overrated at all. When you look at all the pieces and how they had to put that movie together, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's a brilliant movie in the comic book genre. I'll give you Mario. I mean, Mario was fun, but I feel like we need to give it more time to say Mario's overrated. I can't agree with The Dark Knight. Like, just when you look at what they put together with The Dark Knight, it's incredible. And Nightmare on Elm Street, I can't give you that one either. Yeah, I don't agree with your picks, unfortunately, but I respect them. Luke Irvin says, with October near, what are some of your favorite horror movies? I tried to answer this before. This might be the next video I make to try and answer this question. Some of my favorite horror movies, I'll go with It Chapter 1. I'll go with Child's Play. I'll go with The Conjuring. I'll go with Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, that's the best I can do for right now. Travis Mitchell says, this is going to get hate, but Split is overrated and Glass is underrated. All right. I mean, I can see that. Split did get a lot of love when it first came out. I don't know if too many people talk about Split now, but the reveal of it being connected to Unbreakable was genius. Like, in the post-credit scenes, no one saw it coming. No one knew the setup. I thought it was fantastic. And it changes your perspective of the movie. Because when you're watching the movie, it's just this guy kidnapping these girls, and then weird stuff starts happening in the third act especially. And then when that reveal happens in the post-credit scenes and you realize that Bruce Willis's character from Unbreakable is here, all of a sudden the movie is a villain origin story. Or at least a movie where you're watching a super villain. And I thought it was kind of smart how they flipped that. And I'll say Glass is underrated. I'll agree with you on that. I liked Glass. I got to watch Glass again. Nathan's Random Movies, Far From Home is overrated to me. I might get hate for this. I've seen that quite a bit. I've seen a lot of people say that Far From Home is overrated. So that's fair, man. Luke Irvin said, need to watch Glass again. I love Split. Yeah, I got to watch Glass again, too. Nathan's Random Movies says, Signs is also overrated to me. I don't know. Maybe I can give you that one. Maybe I agree with that. Michael 101 says, The Happening? What? No. Yeah, just some of the worst acting of Mark Wahlberg and Zoe, not Saldana. Zoe, oh, what's her name? Crap, I can't remember what her name is. She's from Elf. Zoe, no, not Zoe Dush. Zoe something. What is it? It's driving me crazy. The Happening. Who is it? It's Zoe Deschanel. It's Zoe Deschanel. Some of the worst acting in Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel's career. Period. Dragon Movie Guy, the Bruce Willis drowning scene in Glass is just so worthless. Takes what could have been a good film and watching him drown in 1 inch of water is insulting to the viewers. I kind of disagree. And the reason why I disagree with that is I think that's part of the brilliance of Glass that's there is, from my memory of the movie, throughout the whole movie, they're talking about Superman. And they're talking about these superhuman beings. They're talking about these, like, Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson and James McAvoy's characters. Are they superhumans? Are they gods? Are they invincible, kind of thing? That's a discussion. That's a commentary throughout the entire movie. And to a degree, they believe that. And so by the end of the movie, I thought it was ballsy, man. By the end of the movie, you show that these guys, they're not Superman. They're not super beings. They're just humans, and they can die like humans. And the fact that Bruce Willis's character, who he's unbreakable, and he comes across that way, to die so tragically and humbly in a puddle as just a human man. I think there was something that Shyamalan was trying to say in that moment with this movie that I really caught on to, and I thought was kind of resonated with me a little bit. I thought it was a very interesting thing to do in a movie like that, and I remember being kind of blown away that he went that direction. But the whole thing with the society or whatever at the end that, like, I've been watching the superhumans or whatever they do, that part was kind of stupid, to be honest with you. But I can see it from both sides. I can see it being, like, so upset that Bruce Willis's unbreakable character died in that way, but also what M. Night was trying to say. I can kind of see it. Toxic Gamer 331 says, I watched Split for the first time last month, and I loved it. Might be my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie, and McAvoy should have been at least nominated for an Oscar for his performance. Completely agree. For Split and also for Glass, he's just as good, if not better, in Glass. He was absolutely phenomenal in both those movies. Dark Movie says, what? I enjoyed Knock at the Cabin. It was the first M. Night movie in the theater. Yeah, didn't work for me fully, to be honest with you. It didn't work for me fully. I didn't like the way the movie was kind of structured. Toxic Gamer 331 says, Yep, Jason, haven't watched trailer for the second one, though. Okay, sorry, I'm not quite sure what we're referring to. Nathan's Trying to Movie says, what was the first R-rated movie you saw in the theater? For me, it was Nope from last year. I can't remember. I always say It Chapter. When did Logan come out? Logan came out in 2017. When did It Chapter 1 come out? It Chapter 1 came out. When did it come out? It came out in 2017 as well. Okay, which came first? It Chapter 1 or... Okay, It Chapter 1's release date was September 8th. And Logan release date was March. I saw Logan first. Okay. That took me way too long to figure out. Okay, I saw Logan first. So Logan was my first R-rated movie in the theater then. Huh, interesting. I always thought it was It, but I guess it's not. Okay. Logan. Let's see here. Toxic Gamer 331 says, what did you think of the diaper shove in the face scene for the visit, Zach? Oh, gross. Why would you bring that back into my memory? That's what I thought of it. That's exactly how I thought of it. Nathan Trying to Movies says, I will admit that I am more skeptical of Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Do you agree? I do agree. Actually, I do agree. I agree because there's not the confidence going into them that we've had from Marvel in the past with the other Avengers films. They haven't really laid out the groundwork for, or if they are laying out the groundwork, it's not as well as it's been before. We don't even know who the Avengers are. The writers keep getting changed up, and Jonathan Majors, he's got some stuff going on, as we all know. It's hard to even believe that this movie is even going to happen at this point. I'm very skeptical for both those movies. I don't think they're gonna be as big as the Avengers film in the past. I really don't. I think that they haven't done enough to build up a new Avengers crew for the audience to fall in love with fast enough. The audience isn't really gravitating or latching onto the characters that they're setting up right now. Nowhere near the amount that they were with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and all those guys back in the day. I'm skeptical. I'm with you. I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it's going to be as big as we're used to seeing Avengers films being. Travis Mitchell says, I love Bruce's death in Glass. The idea that he's killed in the most undignified way shows he wasn't meant to be the hero of the story, rather that he's a mortar for other superhumans. That's a great way of putting it too, man. That's better than I put it, actually. That's actually why I love Bruce. That's why I love it too. That's why I love The Death in Glass as well. Honestly, you nailed it right on the head, better than I could have, man. Bravo. That's awesome. Travis Mitchell says, "Oh, the Captain Underpants movie from 2017 is very underrated. We turned it on expecting a kids movie, and it was actually very clever." Actually, that's a good point. Captain Underpants is a little underrated. I remember seeing that in theaters because I read the books in grade school, and I went to see the movie just for the sake of it. I ended up having a better time than I thought I was gonna have. It was pretty clever. Let's see here. Responding to some comments. Travis Mitchell says, "I'm in the minority who watched Born Identity and really disliked it. I had no interest in the rest." Crazy. I love the Born movies. Born Identity, Born Supremacy, is it? Where are they? I don't even know where I have them. But I really like the Born movies. Jason Entertainment says, "What are underrated Disney movies for you?" For me, it's Atlantis, Great Mouse Detective, The Fox and the Hound, Treasure Planet, and The Rescuers. I mean, The Fox and the Hound is a classic. Absolutely. I think Meet the Robinsons is a little bit underrated. Meet the Robinsons. I liked that movie a lot as a kid. Maybe I'd have to watch it again nowadays to see if I do think it's overrated or underrated, sorry. But I'm going to go with that one for now. Dr. Movie says, "For me, my first R-rated movie in the theater was Suicide Squad. My mom thought it would be my mom thought it would not be that bloody and took me to the theater, and we both got shocked, but the movie was amazing." Yeah, I mean, that is a really funny story to think about, especially with the first 30 minutes of that movie when they all get massacred on the beach. That's really funny to think about. Thanks for sharing that, man. Glad you liked it, though, and glad you got to see it. Toxic Gamer says, "I still got to see Paranorman. I recommend it. I definitely do." Dragon Movie Guy says, "Thanksgiving was a fake trailer in the Tarantino Robert Rodriguez double feature Grindhouse. It's cool that Eli Roth is making the film for real." Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Thanks for telling us that information, man. That's really interesting. I had no idea. Whoops. We did a jump. Wow, there's a lot more comments and questions. Wow, Dark Movie gifted a Zach Millen Talks Movies membership. Gifted it to Josh Jones. Josh Jones got a membership. Well, congratulations, Josh. That's awesome. And thank you, Dark Movies, for doing that, man. That was super generous of you. Nathan's Random Movie says, "What is the absolute worst horror movie you have seen?" For me, the first that comes to mind is Birdemic. The absolute worst horror movie I've ever seen. The worst horror movie I've ever seen, in terms of not scary. It wouldn't count. I was gonna say Velocipaster, but the Velocipaster is not supposed to be a horror movie. At least I hope it's not supposed to be a horror movie. It's gonna be a weird one, but I'm gonna go with The Birds from Alfred Hitchcock. That's technically a horror film. That movie was boring. I mean, maybe it was a little bit dated too. Maybe that plays into it as well. But it was this really weird, boring romance movie, and then birds attacked in the middle of it. I didn't really like The Birds from Alfred Hitchcock. Maybe not the worst horror movie, but that's the one that's coming to mind. Travis Mitchell says, "I was at work and someone said Toy Story 3 effing sucks. I was about to defend it, then I stopped myself. It's good, but people only remember the incinerator scene. I like it the least of the four." Interesting. I really like it. I really like Toy Story 3, and I don't like it just for the incinerating scene and for the ending scene with Andy playing with his toys for the last time. I think the daycare stuff is fun, kind of turning it into for lack of better words, a Nazi camp for the toys with the bear. What's his name? The strawberry bear. Nope, not coming to me. I don't know what it is. But I like Toy Story 3 all the way through. But that's fair, man. Everyone has their opinions for sure. And I respect yours. If you think it's not as good and it's your least favorite, totally fair. My least favorite is probably the first one, to be honest with you. I think my least favorite Toy Story is the first Toy Story. Which is unpopular opinion, I'm sure. Nathan Dread Movie says unpopular, but I think Zootopia might be a little overrated. Fair enough. Toxic Gamer says can't wait for Zootopia 2. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. Michael 101591 says Disney's Rocket Man is underrated. It's hilarious with Harlan Williams. I haven't seen that one, to be honest. You know what? The Apple Dumpling Gang is kind of underrated. And Pete's Dragon. Pete's Dragon is a very underrated Disney film. Both movies. The original from 1980, I think it is, 1980. And the remake from 2016. The remake from 2016, I could argue, is not so underrated. But I like Pete's Dragon from 1980, and no one talks about it. No one talks about it. It's a fun little musical. Travis Mitchell says, I personally dislike The Incredible Hulk on rewatch. I swear 30% of the movie is people typing in keyboards with dramatic music. That said, the climax might be the best climax of Phase 1. Don't forget about, what's her name? The girl who plays Betty. What is her name? Why can't I remember anyone's names tonight? She whispers every line. Bruce. Drove me crazy on my last rewatch. Nathan's Random Movies. How excited are you for the Marvels? I am not very excited. I'm getting more excited by the day. I will give, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not excited and 10 being the most excited, I'm going to give it a 7. I'm that excited. Luke Irvin said, I'm probably one of the few excited for the Marvels. I think the last trailer they put out was actually pretty good. That kind of like told everyone's backstory within the trailer. I liked that. So, yeah, the more I see from it, the closer we get, I'm just like, you know what? That looks like a fun movie. It looks like a fun Marvel movie, and I hope it delivers. Travis Mitchell says, I think Toy Story 2 may be the best Toy Story. I go back and forth between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 every day whenever I think about it. An argument could be made for me to put Toy Story 3 at the top, and an argument could be made for me to put Toy Story 2 at the top, and I don't know which one I would necessarily agree with. Toxic Gamer 331 says, Travis, sorry, you guys are having a conversation I'm not a part of. Dragon Movie Guy says, early Oscar favorites. Why am I already cringing at Beau is Afraid getting nominated for Best Original Screenplay / Mummy Issue? I haven't seen Beau is Afraid, so I can't comment on that, but I think it was pretty funny. Hey, Zach Attack Reviews. What's going on, Zach? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. How was your Little Mermaid watch along, man? Was that your first time watching it, by the way? I'm pretty sure you put a review up for it, but I might be wrong. So let me know what you thought of it, man. Everyone's talking to Zach now. That's awesome. Travis Mitchell says underrated. Ghostbusters 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Transformers Dark of the Moon, Hangover 2, Speed 2, Iron Man 3, and Jason Goes to Hell. I will say Iron Man 3 is a little underrated. I will agree with that. I really like Iron Man 3. I'm not a big fan of Ghostbusters 2. I'm not going to lie to you. I was kind of disappointed with that when I watched it. And Amazing Spider-Man, maybe 2 I'll give you as underrated, but even that one I don't think is great, but I enjoy it more. But yeah, fair enough. Transformers Dark of the Moon, maybe. Maybe I'll give you that. People having conversations. Love to see it. Travis Mitchell says, I loved Signs even more on a rewatch. The movie flew by so fast, I was actually shocked. That's awesome, man. Like, yeah, that's the best kind of movies is when they just fly by. You don't feel them. You're just having such a great time. I love those movies, too. Nathan's Random Movie says, has Ahsoka made you more excited for the future of Star Wars? Not necessarily. I don't think that I would say Ahsoka has made me go, I have no worries about Disney Star Wars anymore or any Star Wars things in the future. I will say that I'm enjoying it more than I anticipated to enjoy it, especially Episode 4. Episode 4 was really, really good. I need to see more other Star Wars projects so that get me feeling the way Ahsoka Episode 4 did before I make that decision. Maybe a little bit more interested in the movie that Dave Filoni will be doing. I'll say that. Travis Mitchell says, what's everyone's best Star Wars movie? Return of the Jedi for me. I gotta go with Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back is always at the top for me. Michael 101591 says, ever seen Wanted with James McAvoy? Such an awesome film that I don't know why it gets hate. I don't think I have seen that. It doesn't ring a bell, so no. But thank you for putting it on my radar, man. Zach Attack Reviews says, what's your favorite coming of age movie? Probably Stand By Me. I really like Stand By Me. Yeah, I think I might go with Stand By Me. That was the first one that popped into my mind, so that's what I'm going with. Toxic Gamer 331 says, I haven't watched Glass yet because how I heard that all 3 of them. Wait, no, sorry. I haven't watched Glass yet because how I heard that all 3 of them either have unseen fates or actual deaths. I'd say it's worth a watch. Watch Unbreakable, watch Split, and then watch Glass. I think it's worth the watch. Luke Irvin says, binge the current Ahsoka episodes before joining here. Can't wait for the next episode. Me too, man. Me too. What a cliffhanger. Travis Mitchell says, the 3 characters in Glass are the Jedis in the prequels. They're meant to die tragically so the actual heroes can step up like Luke, Leia, Han, and Lando. That's an interesting way of looking at it too, actually. I like that. Toxic Gamer 331 says, do you think Sam Raimi is going to direct Secret Wars or they'll choose someone else? I hope they choose someone else, and I think they'll choose someone else. I don't think Sam Raimi is the guy to do it, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I just don't think so. And I don't buy the rumors that he's the one that they're eyeing to get. I just don't see it. I don't see the puzzle pizzas. I don't see the puzzle pieces fitting together for that. So I hope it's not true, and I think it's not true. Toxic Gamer, you guys excited for Loki Season 2? I'm very interested in it, for sure. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Comes out in October, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Toxic Gamer 331 says, Meet the Robinsons is underrated. I agree for now. I have to watch it again before I really agree. Dragon Movie Guy says, Ahsoka Episode 4. Are we really supposed to believe they don't fire even a single shot at the hyperspace ring after setting X-Foils in attack position? X-Foils in attack position? Why would they line up in front of it? I mean... and not even bother to do one shot at the ship. I mean, yeah, that's fair. There's definitely a lot of nitpicks in this show. That's definitely one of them. I like the scene, though, when they hyperspace through them all and they all fly off and crash into each other. I thought that was a really cool scene. Travis Mitchell says, the potential with the new Avengers is how young and overpowered they are. Seeing them left behind while the OG Avengers are taken could be cool. I feel like that could be, but they need to build it up more. I mean, you might think I'm crazy saying like this early they need to build it up more, but they do. They really do. We should have met more of the younger Avengers by now. They should have met each other by now. We should have intermingling with them at this point, and we just don't. I also think that Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are going to get pushed again because we already saw that Daredevil and Agatha, was it? I think it was Agatha. I think it was Daredevil and I think it was Agatha. They've been moved indefinitely. And once something in the MCU moves, everything else moves. We've already got Kang Dynasty coming out in 2026 and Secret Wars coming out in 2027. I think it's going to get pushed to 2027 and 2028, maybe even 2029. I think we're going to see another push, unfortunately. Toxic Gamer 331 says, Zach, what's a movie or movie scene that traumatized you when you were younger? Green Goblin and Spider-Man, and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man traumatized me, freaked me out. Also, Nevercracker from Monster House freaked me out when I was younger as well. Nathan's Random Movie says, hot take, I actually prefer Devil Made Me Do It to Conjuring 2. I haven't seen that one, but I mostly didn't see it because James Wan didn't return. And that was, I mean, I admit that's not necessarily fair, but that's just how it went. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Maybe I'll have to check it out one day. Travis Mitchell says, imagine the new Avengers are left while the OGs are taken to Battle World to fight each other. Doctor Strange, in an act of desperation, pulling in a variant of Thanos to train the newbies like Apollo Creed. Fascinating. That would be interesting. But yeah, we'll see what they do. See how the execution is. Toxic Gamer 331 says, Apple Dumpling Gang is in my top 10 favorite Disney movies. I love it. That's awesome. Michael 101591 says, Pete's Dragon, the original, came out in 1977. I haven't seen it. Oh, 1977. Okay, I was close. 1980. I was close. I like it. I watched it when I was a kid a lot, too, so that definitely... Oh, speaking of movie scenes that traumatized me as a kid, the Gogans in that movie, the family that's after the little boy, they freaked me out as a kid. Lotso, thank you. Travis Mitchell says, Lotso Love is the bear from Toy Story 3. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Dark Movie says, wait, they're coming out with a Zootopia 2? How did I not hear about this? I think Zootopia 2 was one of my first ever movies in the theater. Yeah, Zootopia 2 was announced a couple months back, actually. Bob Iger said that they're doing sequels to Zootopia, they're doing another Toy Story, and they're doing a third Frozen. And all those movies made over $1 billion, so it makes sense why they're doing more of them. Toxic Gamer 331 says, I still can't believe they're making Toy Story 5. What else can they explore about that? Like, honestly. There's a bunch of rumors going around the internet right now, and I'm not quite sure how true they are, but apparently people are saying Andy's supposed to return for Toy Story 5. I heard someone say the rumor of the story is, like, the toys have to get Woody and Bo back because Andy wants to come to Bonnie's place and get all his old toys back for his kid. Don't buy it, but it could be interesting if that was the story. Zach Attacks Review says, I know how people feel when I was excited for DC and MCU movies, and they weren't with how I feel. Wait, sorry, Zach. Let me try this again. I know how people feel when I was excited for DC/MCU movies, and they weren't with how I feel about Ahsoka. That's how you feel about Ahsoka? So people are excited about Ahsoka, but you're just not excited about Ahsoka because you were excited for the DC and MCU stuff, but people weren't excited with you? I see what you're saying there. I see. Toxic Gamer 331 says, have you watched the Incredible Hulk TV series with Bill Bixby? I have when I was very young. We had Me TV. I don't know if you guys know that channel, but it played all old stuff. And I've totally watched a couple of those old Incredible Hulk shows. I didn't really get into them that much. Not as much as I got into like the Adam West Batman show. But I've seen a couple episodes of those. Zach Attack Review says, Bro is afraid to be nominated for a bunch of awards. I'll take your word for it, man. I haven't seen it. Nathan's Random Movie says, what was the most awkward movie scene you watched in the theater? For me, it was a certain scene in Oppenheimer, especially since my dad was next to me. The most awkward scene, I think, I was 12. When did The Other Guys come out? The Other Guys. 2010. Okay, 2010. So I was 11. There's a scene in The Other Guys, and I begged my dad to take me to The Other Guys when it was coming out in theaters, because I really wanted to see it, and I thought it looked really funny. My dad begrudgingly let me go at the age of 11. And there's a scene where the wife, the grandma is going back and forth between Will Ferrell and his wife, exchanging messages, and they start to get explicitly sexual. I remember that being really awkward with my dad. I remember that being sitting there. I remember that being really awkward with my dad in the theater, especially at the age of 11. Zach Attack Review says the watch along went well. It was my first time watching it. Well, what did you think of it, man? What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Toxic Gamer 331 says, oh, by the way, guys, he watched The Little Mermaid on his watch along for the first time. Toxic Gamer 331 says, oh, right, they did say that would bring Andy's kids into Toy Story 5. Rumored. Not confirmed, but rumored, so we'll see. Michael 101591 says, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film. You and I, man, we're the same. That's awesome. Toxic Gamer 331 says, who would be your top 3 directors that you would like to see direct Secret Wars? Honestly, bring the Russos back. I don't understand why Marvel... I understand. I understand why Marvel brought in a whole bunch of different creatives and different writers for these next phases. They wanted to do something new. They wanted to innovate. They wanted to keep it fresh. I understand that. Bring some of the classics back. Bring back the Russo brothers. Bring back Joss Whedon, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he shouldn't be around people on sets. But he made a good Avengers film. Let's see here. What are some other people? The Russo brothers were big. Yeah, I don't know. I just want the Russo brothers. That's the only one I can really think of. You know what? The Daniels. Bring the Daniels from, they were the ones that did Everything Everywhere All at Once. Bring those guys in. Get the Daniels. Like, pay whatever you need to the Daniels, but get them to do Secret Wars. Travis Mitchell says, I'd love to see Inside Out 2 be about Riley as an adult struggling, looking back on great memories of her life. Joy realizing that Bing Bong may be the key, the emotions teaming up to bring him back. That actually could be a pretty interesting movie. I don't know if that's what they're doing, but if that was a pitch, I would give that consideration. That's not bad, actually. Good job, man. Dark Movie says, nah, you know what? Christopher Nolan's Secret Wars. Oh, my goodness. Get Christopher Nolan to do Secret Wars. Well, we know that he can do a lot of characters in a movie, so... Edwin's Video Games. Hi, Zach. Well, hello, Edwin. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Thanks for being here. Talk to Gamer says I got copyrighted on another one of my videos. Yay. Yeah, man, not fun. Not fun at all. Dispute it if you can. Make sure the guidelines that they give you, you are confident that your movie falls within. Your video falls within, and hopefully they'll release it, man. I had someone the other day. It was so weird. I got an email that my La La Land movie review that I did back in 2019, it's like my 5th video on the channel, got copyrighted. And I was like, what? It's like 4 years old. And then like 2 minutes later, I got another email saying, good news, your copyright has been released for La La Land. And I was like, what? Why? Okay, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that it got released, but it was weird. I don't understand why they copyrighted it and then released it. It's weird sometimes. Weird stuff happens. But yeah, try to dispute it, man. Dr. Gamer 331 says those scenes also traumatized me as well. That's awesome. Dr. Gamer 331 says the movie that traumatized me when I was younger was Krampus. Oh, you should not have been watching Krampus when you were younger, man. Well, depending on how young you were. Travis Mitchell, there's a horror movie called Darkness Falls about a tooth fairy who kills you if you're awake, and to this day I'm traumatized by it. Honestly, dude, I'd check that out. That sounds awesome. Edwin's Video Game says, wow, Zootopia 2, hopefully they make another DMV scene. That's one of the funniest scenes in that movie, man. I love that. And when they go to the like the nudist animal sauna, I thought that was kind of funny. Talking with you 31 says, a scene that traumatized me as well when I was younger was the scene with the puppets in the Polar Express. Oh yeah, man, when they're in like the back of the train. Yeah, that was a weird moment, man. The whole Polar Express freaks me out. They all look freaky. Michael 101591 says the Incredible Hulk series. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows. There was a Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood episode where Fred Rogers went to the studio where they shot the show. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I haven't seen that. Dragon Movie Guy says, Zach, you have the Back to the Future Out of Time license plate over your left shoulder, exactly like I do. Great minds. That's awesome, man. Yeah, right there. Back to the Future Out of Time. My favorite movie of all time. And I love that I have that license plate, man. So that's really cool that you have it too. That's awesome. Travis Mitchell says, awkward scene for me. My friend from Ireland, who's a girl, visited New York with her family, and her dad accompanied the two of us to Deadpool. Then the pagan scene happened. Oh, yeah. That would be awkward. That would be awkward. International Women's Day, I'm sure that was awkward too. Zack Attack Reviews says, I thought that Little Mermaid was really fun. I had a good time singing to Scuttlebutt. Oh, man. I'm going back just to watch you, man. Just to watch you jazz out to that song. I was not a big fan, as you were. But I'm glad you had fun with the movie, man. And I look forward to checking out the playback on that. Dark Movie says, that one scene in Oppenheimer, yes, OMG, I took my dad to Oppenheimer, and yeah, that was embarrassing. I think I know what you guys are talking about. I'm thinking that it involves Florence Pugh, but yeah. Anyways, Michael 101591 says, if the rumor for Toy Story 5 comes true, then it doesn't sound interesting. Fair enough, man. I mean, execution is execution. Execution is everything. We'll see how it does, but Toxic Gamer 331 says, awkward scene for me was something that crazy Barbie said about Ken in the Barbie movie, not saying what me and my friend Jax, as soon as that line dropped, we both looked at each other. I wonder what she says. Interesting. Travis Mitchell says, what sitcoms did you watch growing up? Drake and Josh, iCarly, That 70s Show, and My Name is Earl for me. Drake and Josh for sure, iCarly for sure, Victoria, Zoe 101, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Hannah Montana, Wizard of Waverly Place, Pair of Kings, Zeke and Luther, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, The Weekenders, Recess, Lilo and Stitch the series, Friends when I got into like the 6th grade, Big Bang Theory. Yeah, those are probably the staples. Those are probably the ones that I watched the most growing up. Talk to me with 331 says, all right, I'm going to head out now. Zach, great stream as always from a great guy. See you next Wednesday. Pizza time. All right, man. Well, thank you for joining us, man. Have a great night. And the show is made better because you were a part of it, man. And I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. Michael 101591 says, I have that out of time plate as well. My favorite movie of all time as well. That's right, man. We are so in sync tonight. The View with Drew says, aside from Toby and Andrew, Spider-Man, who is your favorite MCU character introduced in Phase 4? Introduced? Probably Miss Marvel, to be honest with you. Probably Kamala Khan is my favorite, which is also one of the reasons why I am excited for the Marvels. So, yeah, I'm going to go with her. Dark Movie says, I might steal that sing you got back there. I might steal that sign you got back there. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there, man. That idea, that is. Okay. And it looks like Travis Mitchell is saying that his favorite characters introduced were John Walker, Moon Knight, Red Guardian, Shang-Chi, Adam Warlock, and the mystical hairy rotisserie chicken butt monster from Shang-Chi. I will agree with you with John Walker, Shang-Chi, and Red Guardian as well, actually. Those are some of my favorites introduced as well. Dragon Movie Guy says, Zach, have you watched Killing Eve series with Sandra Oh and Jodie Comer? Max has an AMC Plus free watch week or 2 right now. Jodie Comer's Villanella is the hottest blonde serial killer. I have not seen Killing Eve. I've not seen that. Maybe I'll have to check it out if I get the chance. Thanks for putting it on my radar, man. Nathan Trying to Movie says, Back to the Future also happens to be my favorite film. Look at that. Back to the Future fans in the house. I love to see it. Dark Movie says, honestly, haven't seen Back to the Future ever. What am I thinking? Someone asked me earlier, what's the movie that everyone should watch? Back to the Future. Everyone should watch Back to the Future. What was I thinking? Watch Back to the Future. Dragon Movie Guy since Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. I can just imagine what that was like back in the day. The View with Drew says, great choices from Travis. I would also say Shang-Chi is the second best. I also love Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night's underrated. That was a great little special that they did. Dark Movies says, I just realized how bad my English is right now. Oof. No, dude, you're good. You're okay, man. I'm getting it. I'm getting it through. BJ at the movies. Sorry, BJ. Totally went to the wrong place there, man. I'm sorry. BJ at the movies, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for being here tonight, man. Did you like The Whale? I actually really like The Whale with Brendan Fraser. I thought it was very, very well done. I thought it was haunting in a way. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was tragic. I thought the performances were phenomenal. I liked the themes about death and faith and religion, and yeah, I thought it was a pretty deep movie. I will say the ending left me a little bit perplexed, little bit not unfulfilled, but not what I was expecting and not what I was looking to get, maybe is the words I'm looking for. But yeah, I loved it, and I love that they shot it in the 4:4 ratio. It made the size of the man really effective. Yeah, I thought The Whale was great. Travis Mitchell says, favorite original song in a movie that's about the movie. Ghostbusters, Venom, Goonies are good enough, etc. Ghostbusters is definitely going to be up there. Like we were talking about Bond movies before, The Man with the Golden Gun and Goldfinger, I think, are up there for sure. What are some other movies that have theme songs that with favorite original song in a movie that's about the movie? Okay, you know what? I actually this is gonna be like kind of a deep cut. I liked Weird Al's song at the end of Weird, the Al Yankovic story. I love that the song Weird Al's just so great. I love that the song was about how you saw it in a movie, so you know it's all true, and it was all absurd. I thought that was I thought the movie was super clever, and I thought the song that he made at the end was also super clever. So there's a couple ones for you. Travis Mitchell says, what's a not very rewatchable movie you like rewatching? Not a very rewatchable movie that you like rewatching, like Hacksaw Ridge, Birdman, and Marriage Story for me. I will definitely go with Hacksaw Ridge. That's a really great question. Not a rewatchable movie that you like rewatching. Something that would be like tricky to or get through, maybe. Wow, you've stumped me, dude. That's a really good. You know, maybe I could do Django Unchained. There's some stuff in there that's hard to watch. There's a lot of stuff in there that's hard to watch. There's some really heavy material, really serious themes and content, and history. But I really like the movie. I really like that Tarantino movie. And yeah, I think I'll go with that. And like sticking with that same kind of theme, like 12 Years a Slave. Like 12 Years a Slave is fantastic. But it is hard to watch. Absolutely. Dark Movie says, have you watched Insidious? And if you have seen Insidious, The Red Door, what did you think of it? I haven't seen Insidious, The Red Door, and I've seen the first 40 minutes or so of Insidious. My friend tried to put it on for me once, and then we had to go somewhere, and we never finished it, and I never went back to it. So, we'll do that. View with Drew says, unpopular opinion, Moon Knight is the best MCU show on Disney+. Fair enough. I don't agree. The best Disney Plus show for the MCU, I think, is still WandaVision. Moon Knight's one of my least favorites, to be honest. I just felt like it had brilliant concepts. It had some really fantastic acting from Oscar Isaac and some really great episodes. Overall, the story and the pacing really let the movie down for me. Dark Movie says, how was Hacksaw Ridge? Not seen it, but I want to see it. It's phenomenal. It's great. It's visceral. It's very violent. It's hard to watch at times, especially with the war. The build up to the war on Hacksaw Ridge is brilliant. The movie does a tonal shift in some ways that's jarring, almost as jarring as the soldiers in the movie are feeling. And the way that they just kind of paint Hacksaw Ridge is like, once you get up there, it's dark, it's gloomy, and it's basically hell. Was phenomenal. I love that movie. Sully Stream says, what fall movies are you looking forward to the most? I actually don't really know what's coming out. Fall movies 2023. Let's see here. Here's some suggestions. Let's take a look at these suggestions real quick. Napoleon looks really good with Joaquin Phoenix. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Autonomy of a Fall. Don't know what that is. Happiness for Beginners. I don't know what that is. Is there no other options? Is this all the fall movies? Oh, interesting. There's got to be more than that, right? 42 must-see movies for fall. Let's see if this has a good list. Let's see here. Let's go. Equalizer 3 is already out. Not really interested. Cassandra. Not really quite sure what that is. What is this? An ad? Oh, another ad. The Creator. I'm really looking forward to The Creator, actually. My brother and I were just talking about that today. I'm looking forward to The Creator. The Creator looks really cool. Exorcist Believer. Nope. I say nope to that. Foe. Not sure what that is. Anatomy of the Fall. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. Gonna make bank, that's for sure. Killers of the Flower Moon. On my birthday, October 20th. It comes out on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I'm gonna go see Killers of the Flower Moon. That's awesome. Definitely looking forward to that. Don't know what Naiad is. Pain Hustlers. I think a trailer for this dropped, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Fingernails. Wow, there's a lot of stuff coming out that I'm not sure what they are. Priscilla. I've heard good things about that. American Fiction. Rustin. Sly. There's a lot on here that honest. Oh, The Killer. The Killer is looking kind of interesting. The Marvels. Yeah, I'll include the Marvels in there. I'm not really into the Hunger Games. Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that one, to be honest with you guys. May December. I don't know what that is. Next Goal Wins. Is that the new Taika Waititi movie? In between writing, yeah, is the new Taika Waititi movie coming out this year? And The Next Goal Wins. I'd be looking forward to that. So there's a couple for you. There's a couple of suggestions there. Wow, we've got so many more comments now. Travis Mitchell says Alice Cooper's He's Back from Jason Lives is awesome. I haven't heard it, but it sounds awesome. Michael 101 says Hotel Rwanda is not a very rewatchable movie. I watched it once and it's just very depressing. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. It sounds depressing. Zach Attack says WandaVision, agreeing with me. Absolutely, man. Glad to see you're a supporter of that show. Zach Attack Review says Moon Knight had all the ingredients but needed to be in the oven longer. That's a really good way of putting it, man. I love that analogy. Completely agree. The View with Drew says, what's a movie you love that you don't own in your collection? Oh, there's quite a bit that I love that I don't own in my collection. Now, I have over 700, maybe I have over 800 movies at this point. I do not own Catch Me If You Can, and I love Catch Me If You Can, but I haven't been able to find it on Blu-ray yet. So, I mean, I could order it off of Amazon, but I don't. But I'll go with Catch Me If You Can. I don't own that, and I love it. Travis Mitchell says, the missed opportunity in WandaVision was ditching Jimmy Woo in the finale. I think he should have been the one to try and take the bullets for the kids before the bullets are stopped by Monica. It could have gone that way, but you got to get Monica to do something, right, to set her up for the Marvels. Dark Movie says, honestly, for me, Moon Knight is my second favorite TV show, followed by Loki at the top. Nice. Dragon Movie Guy says, 2023 recasting of Back to the Future. Timothy Chalamet as Marty. Jonah Hill as Doc. Ooh, Jonah Hill as Doc. I don't know if I see that. Zendaya as Lorraine. That's not bad. Finn Wolfhard as George. Maybe. Will Poulter as Biff. Okay, I can see that one. Will Poulter as Biff is a pretty good one. And Owen Wilson with a shaved head as Strickland. That's pretty funny too. Okay, Timothy Chalamet, maybe. Maybe. I think he would be a good Marty. I think he could play a good Marty. I don't see Jonah Hill as Dark Brown. I'm sorry. But Zendaya as Lorraine, actually. That's a pretty good one. Thanks for sharing with that, man. Let's see here. Dark Movie said... Oh, wait. Zach Attacks and I did fall movie releases on my channel last week. That's awesome. Dark Movie says Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be a masterpiece for me. Played all the games and isn't that also in the fall. It might have been. It just wasn't on the list. I'm not looking forward to that. The trailer did not look good to me. I'm sorry. Michael 11591 says, I'm looking forward to The Creator as well. He also goes on to say, wait, your birthday is October 20th? Mine is the 15th. Well, I'll try to keep that in the back of my mind and wish you a happy birthday as close to that date as I can get it. And, yeah, my birthday is October 20th. Yeah, it's fine for people to know my birthday. Dark Movie says The Creator looks amazing. Super excited. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Deleted scenes. What's going on, man? One of our beloved channel members. Thank you for being here tonight, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Hail Zach in chat. Sorry I can't stay as I have an early morning. Dropping a like. We'll catch the replay. Well, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for just jumping in to say hi and dropping a like. I really appreciate that support. It's amazing. And have a good night, man. The show was still made better because you were a part of it, and I appreciate you. Have a good night. Travis Mitchell said the Marvels needs a scene where Carol is catching up on Star Wars the Star Wars she missed. Seeing her reading Heir to the Empire would be amazing. I mean, I think that would be a pretty deep cut, but it could be pretty good, actually. The View with Drew says, I'm looking forward to the Expendables 4 coming September 22nd. I'm not. I don't really like the Expendables franchise. I haven't liked the past 3 movies. I doubt the 4th is going to change that for me. Travis Mitchell says, best direct-to-video sequel. Oof. That is a good question. Direct-to video sequels. Let's see if anything pops up. Direct-to-video sequels. Bambi 2, Lion King, those all suck. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Child's Play 2? Was Child's Play 2 direct-to-video? That's interesting. Yeah, the ones that I've seen of this list, they all... Oh, I don't have it on the screen, but the ones that I've seen here all suck. But I'll go with Child's Play 2 for now. I'll go with Child's Play because I was at least entertained by that movie. Nathan's Random Movie says, I thought Multiverse of Madness ruined Wanda's arc in WandaVision a little bit. I've heard that from a lot of people too, and I can kind of see it. For me personally, it doesn't, but I can see why it would for some people. Nathan's Random Movie says, I do not think Back to the Future should be remade. I don't think it should be made either, but it's inevitable. It's going to get remade at some point. The Jay Shrayway, what's going on, Jay Shrayway? Thanks for being here tonight, man. Hey, dude, did you pick up Across the Spider-Verse yet? I have not, and I feel bad. I feel bad for not picking it up yet, but I haven't. Travis Mitchell says, for some reason, I thought the creator was about Tyler, the creator. Nope. It's fictional. It's fictional. Oh, whoops. Nathan's Random Movies says, your birthday is exactly 1 month after mine. Well, that's exciting, man. Your birthday's coming up. In, do the math, Zach. 14 days. Your birthday's coming up in 14 days. That's very exciting, man. Which means we'll probably be live on your birthday, so I'll try to keep that in mind. Nathan's Random Movies is September 20th. Travis Mitchell says, Trials Play 2, 3, Bride, and Seed were all theatrical. Well, that's weird. Why are they popping up on a direct-to-video sequel list? Weird. Okay, well, that negates that. Anyway, guys, with that, we're all caught up on the comments and questions. We've been going for over 2.5 hours. You guys have been absolutely incredible, and that's going to do it for the show tonight, guys. So I just want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank all of you guys for joining, for engaging, for giving me all these fun and great questions. Just a reminder, guys, that if you want more of hanging out with me, I guess, and you want to join our other show we got going on, we got Zach Milne Presents Members Talk Live over on our memberships. For $6.99 a month, you get to appear on the show, jump on the show from on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come chat with me and a bunch of other great fellas. We have a topic. We talk for 1 hour. It's a real fun time, and it supports the channel out a lot. But just you guys being here, just you guys liking the video, commenting, engaging, that also helps the channel out a ton. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, with that, we'll take these last two. Dragon Movie Guy says, haha, Brie Larson, Captain Marvel doing a Steve Rogers style movie/culture catch up, and she comments about Trainwreck being a Trainwreck awful film. That's amazing. That might be a little bit like a deep cut, but I like that. Dark Movie says 2.5 hours. Wow, see ya, man. Yeah, and a lot of you guys were here for the whole 2.5 hours. I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Thank you guys so much. Travis Mitchell says, great stream. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great night yourself, Travis Mitchell. Thank you for being here. Dark Movie says, great stream. Thank you so much, dude. And thank you to everyone who super chatted, gave the support financially to the channel. That goes a long way. That means so much, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. With that, guys, I'm going to get out of here now, and I will see you guys again next week. Same exact time, same exact channel. I appreciate you.